John is in the Idaho compound.
C.
Would it be in or at the Idaho compound?
Either works.
Yeah. I think at sounds
You know,
cooler.
I officially got an invitation to the Idaho compound.
Did you?
Yeah, but
matter
matter
of
of
fact,
fact, the 710 trip, Mace, is delayed because Chris has not been greenlit to fly
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You're not yet flying.
quite
Can I
yet.
take a first-class flight to Idaho, though?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Because I
Expect nothing less.
Yeah.
even though I'm smaller now, I want more room.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chris,
because you almost died, second reference.
12-16.
I'm giving you the worthy suite. When you come. The big suite.
Wow.
Top of
fancy.
the line.
Now, is this the
Head of the
golf?
class.
This is the golf trip, right? This is the you
Well,
guys
well,
all
I
go
just
golfing?
have you golfed yet?
I have. It's not great right now, but it'll get better by the time I
But
get there.
we're talking like late August, September.
It'll be better.
You'll be fine-tuned by then.
Yeah, I mean, I
Hopefully.
just want to get stoned on your pontoon boat, to be honest with you.
And that's not a euphemism.
That is
also
on the itinerary, literally.
You have a pontoon boat up there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pontoon
What's
boat.
it called?
Chris, we got it all. We got it all.
Did you name the boat?
Is it called the Stugats?
No, I haven't named it yet. We should. That could be.
Oh, that's a good bit.
I like it. Let's name
Yeah.
John's
Name
boat.
John's boat.
Because nothing says...
Nothing says modesty like name my boat.
It's the Tuesday edition, the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think Cappy had a boat, but his wife took it.
Oh, is that
true?
right?
Along with everything else.
Yeah, I
right?
think so. Maybe not. You know, those Scott and BR days were great for a while.
Those were great.
For him, financially.
Oh, were they good?
Yeah, I think
Good,
so.
I'm glad. He seems to be doing
Yeah, but
well.
then Cappy did like a super candid crosstalk with us last week in which he said after that he literally lost it all.
Well, that's
he
tough.
went from rags to riches, got cleaned out in his divorce, and that's why he's rebuilding his empire as a horse thoroughbred owner. He's got
Good
it all
luck.
worked out.
That's why he's buying toothbrushes at 6 a.m. with
Yeah.
me in a CVS
Good
this
luck.
morning.
The horse is right.
So he forgot to pack a toothbrush. So the guy comes out walking, breathing in my face. He hadn't brushed his teeth.
So, see,
That's
when you get
the worst.
when you get here, Morales, to the Idaho compound, we have prepared for such eventualities.
Now, does
We have-
Mrs. Ireland know I'm coming? Because I don't know.
She's the driving. She's the only one who can approve guests. I
Wow.
don't even have control of that. I had to clear it with her first.
Wow, I didn't. I'm
She wants
allowed,
Steph to come.
I didn't know I was allowed on the property. For
Steph is allowed to come?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe
So
I
is
want,
Juan, by
maybe
the
I
way.
just
Oh,
want
Juan,
but maybe
yeah.
I just want a guy's trip. Maybe I.
Well, we can do that. We
Yeah.
have all options available to us, or we can do 2 trips.
Maybe if you bring Juan, maybe just you, me, and Juan will bunk up. Mace.
Probably not.
Let's
but
just see what's going on.
both. But
And unlike Mace, Chris,
Yeah.
you're welcome to use anything, including jacuzzis and lakes.
Oh,
so I would like to. Well, of course, a lake. You're allowed to use a lake. You're allowed to use my lake. I don't have a
Well,
lake.
it's not my lake, but it's the lake.
wait a minute. Whatever happened? I thought we were locking out this current jacuzzi, Cappy and I.
We are. It's not locked out yet. Next week, it looks like will be the official lockout. You, Cappy, in the jacuzzi. Last people
Wait,
in
is it
it.
still
before-
warm?
Oh, it's still warm. Yeah, it's
Does
still.
it still bubble up?
It does not bubble. That's the problem. It's technically it's a hot tub as opposed to a
So
jacuzzi.
Cappy and I
right now.
just in a hot tub.
In a hot tub.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with
Well,
that. At
now
all.
you're going to get in it with us.
I for the bit.
Oh, this is beautiful.
For the bit.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. Name John's boat. Brian, when I say name John's boat, what comes to mind?
I don't know. Put me on the spot there. That's tough.
I deliberately. Laura, name his boat. Nope, stumped.
I would call it the Worthy.
Oh, that's a good
That's
idea.
good.
Worthy.
You know, last time Worthy was here, we were coming up. Chris, among other things, you can walk down to the lake, but you don't have to come back up because we have a tram, a funicular. Do you know what a funicular is?
Yeah, I don't have a funicular, but
You
just
will
try
when you
this.
come here.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And so we get in, and the tram is taking us back up to the top of the hill, and in the tram is this older couple who went to North Carolina when Worthy was there. It was like they had seen the Lord. It was amazing. So if we named it the Worthy, everybody at the dock would know exactly what we were talking about.
Tell me about this vernacular.
No, funicular. with an F.
Funicule. Is that so that's something that you've got there. Where else do they have these? Only at fancy houses?
No, they have the Mace. You know there's a really famous one is in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I'm right by Carnegie
buddy.
Mellon.
Hey, buddy is right. Right by CMU?
Yeah. So I'm going to try.
Oh,
and-
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Okay,
Yes,
Mace,
I know
type
exactly
this,
which
you got
one.
You got your computer open?
Yeah.
Type this word in. Funicula.
I weirdly spelled it right.
Okay, that's what we have here. So that way, when you go down to the lake, It's easy walking down there, but nobody wants to come back up. So you just hop in the tram, and it brings you back up. And
So
you're
how much
good to
does
go.
a ticket cost for the funicular?
Free.
It's a free ride?
If you live here.
Yeah, if you're part of the compound.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
you got to be in the compound.
Damn.
Now, do you guys have those dogs like in Godfather 2 that they'll find the guy that tried to whack you?
Dogs. Wait, Godfather 2. I love. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, everybody in the neighborhood has dogs. We have not brought Murphy the dog.
Oh,
up here
really?
yet, because
Those are like dog. Those in Godfather 2. Those are like dogs
All right,
that
no,
hunt.
Yes.
You guys, give me your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was in the airport.
Okay.
And have you noticed it in the last, and Mace, I'm surprised you've never done this, or maybe you have. In the last 5 years, there's been this movement where people claim that their dog is a service dog
Oh, yeah.
when he clearly isn't, and that's just so they can get him on the plane.
Yes.
I haven't had the heart to do that yet. Should I do that?
yeah, I mean-
should I lie to the airline and say Murphy is a service dog? He isn't. Just so Murph can ride up here and hang in Idaho with us.
Well, don't you
don't-
need to get like paperwork for that? Like
you
a
do, but all you got to do is lie.
Oh,
There's
okay.
ways of
Yeah,
getting
go to
that done.
servicedog.com and they'll send you a vest. Oh. That's pretty much the way that
Is
works.
that a violation of some type of a moral standard that I should have and don't? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like having a handicap placard when you use it and you don't really need it. Like my mom and not stepdad Leo, they don't need a handicap placard.
Wait,
You're
but they
just
had to
saying
get it
that on the radio?
Outing it.
Oh.
You're just
Why?
saying it on the radio.
They need it. They use it because they need it.
Yeah, though they say they
mean,
want
how'd
to be.
they get it, yeah?
Well, here's why they have it. They want to be close to the front door.
Parker, let's cut that up.
God,
This is what they say. We want to be close to the front
I
door.
also like
That's
Mace's
why we have
reaction
this-
when he realizes he said it into a microphone as we're on the radio and on YouTube and on the app.
Well,
Phenomenal, really.
Right.
Chris, something has happened to Mason and I because we've been together so long. And I think I can speak for both of us. Mason, if I'm out of turn,
Yeah.
jump on me. We no longer realize when we're on
No,
radio and
it's
when
just-
we're not.
Life is a show.
Yeah.
Life is a highway, as somebody once
Yeah,
said.
there you go.
We just talk, and then we'll look at each other and go, did we just say that on the air?
Some of this stuff is like, yeah. So my mom and not stepdad Leo, there they are.
Yeah, Pope Leo.
By the way, I would personally bring my dog on the trip one time just so you could get him there. What I did for years when I traveled with Hollis back and forth between New York and L.A., we got this bag that fit under the seat in front of us, and we gave him a Zanny, and he was out for the trip.
Zanny.
I thought Hollis was big, was too
Zanny.
big to fit under the seat. Do I
He
not?
gave him
do,
a
I, do I
Zanny.
remember Hollis being bigger than he is or was?
Hollis is medium-sized
What's
dog.
going on with you today?
A Zanny and a Benzo, both.
Sounds like a good Friday night back in the day.
Well, Chris, did you hear that Laura had a bit yesterday in What's Up, Fool, where she referenced this survey where Gen Z is spending way more or way less money on alcohol
yeah.
than
They're
all
broke.
previous generations. And the survey's conclusion was it's because they're all broke.
Right.
Because they are nowhere. I think it's because they have more options now.
Sure.
They have like a Zanny, a Benzie.
Or weed.
By the way, don't do
or-
those things. Don't do them.
Well, Xannies are useful if you
Xannies,
need them.
if they're prescribed.
Right.
Yeah.
Mace,
yeah.
don't you aren't you on some regular cycle of Zanny?
No,
No,
I'm not. I'm actually not.
I take Lexapro now.
You take Lexapro.
Yeah.
I mean, we
But
you know,
mine is prescribed. It's not off the
Yeah, I
street.
don't
Well,
take
so is
stuff off the.
Mason. Mason
I don't
gets a
take stuff off the
prescribed
street.
thing.
I'm not like picking up Xannies in the back alley or something.
What's the thing from the 70s that everybody did? Quaaludes.
Quaaludes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Benzos are the new Quaaludes.
Right.
This is all a terrible conversation.
God, if you have kids in it, please just,
Yeah,
tell
well,
them
you know,
not to.
some of this stuff, it's when it's prescribed, it's very
Yes.
effective.
Yes. Correct.
Yes.
Unless
all
it
right.
makes the Schwans not work, then that happens too sometimes.
Speak for yourself. All right, coming up next, the Mavericks land the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Rights to Cooper Flagg. One NBA analyst said they should trade the pick. Another says that would be crazy. We'll do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, live Imaging Tuesday, 710 ESPN.
All right, if you own a company, if you own a business, you got to protect your data. That's why you need Thrive, the best cyber security company in the business. I'm going to give you a website several times here. thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Write that down. thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's how you can get in touch with Thrive, the best cybersecurity company that there is. The truth is, 1/3 of businesses, 1/3, will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. They get it all in an instant. Your customer files, bank accounts, everything is compromised. And you won't know it until they hit you with $1 million ransom note in your email. Preventing that is what Thrive does. It all starts with a cyber risk security assessment. Thrive's analysts identify your gaps and tell you how to keep the network healthy and protective. Don't mess around with this. Protect your company, protect your data. Go to that website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive. Cybersecurity. Protect your investments.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill. It's for you.
Like a guy like me.
It's very entertaining.
Like a piece of ass. Well, they got The Miz because he knows this kind of stuff, but then they brought that hot guy, Kaplan.
Sedano and Cap today at 3 p.m.
On 710 ESPN.
What's going on? It's Bethel Duran, and if your car is damaged in an accident, or if you just want to get it repaired, or if you just want a paint job, Leo and the crew at Active Collision are there for you. Let them know that 710 sent you, and you get 50% discount on your insurance deductible. Call them at 626-330-0100. That's 626-330-0100. Or check them out on Instagram at active.collision. Leo and the crew will walk you through every single detail. Call Leo anytime. They got the tow truck ready for you. Leo is family, and he'll take care of you.
Catch all the excitement of the 2025 NBA playoffs right here on ESPN LA. Presented by Michelob Ultra, official beer of the NBA. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra, official beer of the NBA. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey, my friends, are you ready to elevate your game day experience? For more than 40 years, Mir Audio Video has been the leader in high-end electronics, offering state-of-the-art audio, video, Wi-Fi, home automation, and unbeatable customer service. Mir has outfitted homes of players, coaches, celebs. Visit the beautiful showroom on Westwood Boulevard in West LA or call 310-234-4010. And hey, just don't take my word for it. Check out the glowing reviews right now at MirAudioVideo.com.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
So I walked on up to the doorstep.
Yes, indeed.
12:30.
Mace, who's this?
This, come on, Mace.
Summer breeze.
Mason and
Somebody
I
and somebody.
Live Imaging Tuesday.
And Springfield.
No. Seals and Crofts,
Seals
Jack.
and Crofts.
This is a legendary song. Remember when Old Navy used it for a commercial like
I know
20
the
years
song.
ago?
I have nothing
Great song,
against
by
the
the way.
song,
A
yeah.
great number, as we would say.
Seals and Crofts together.
Yeah, Chris, which one died? One of them just died.
It is a final.
Yeah.
I don't know which
Do
one.
you know which one died?
I feel like it was Seals, and we talked about it. Dan
Yeah,
Seals.
I think you're right on
But
both
that's
counts.
just a guess?
And that's a final.
That was
Sure
just
it
a
is.
guess.
That's
One
why
of them
you led me there.
held fellow to one of them.
By
Well
the way,
met.
the Dallas Mavericks cheated last night.
How'd they cheat?
Well, the NBA conspiracy, which I talked about on Travis and I almost said Travis and Sliwa, either way. On Travis and DeMarco weeks ago.
Yes.
That the Luka trade was part of a mass conspiracy.
Yes.
And now the conspiracy got paid off, which I said, here's how we'll know. If the Mavericks somehow, with a 1.8% chance, get the first pick.
Yep.
And they did.
I think, and I said it the moment it happened, rigged. And I'm not joking. I actually think it's rigged, Ireland.
Okay, you can make the argument that you're making because there is a litany of – okay, well, I'll just go through a few of them.
Yes.
But,
give us the list.
All right. In 2011, the Cavs lose LeBron.
Yep.
He makes the announcement, and he says, I'm going to Miami. Right away, they get the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
In 2012, the next year, Chris Paul forces a trade out of New Orleans, and they get the number 1 pick. They take Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
7 years later, 2019, Anthony Davis forces his way to the Lakers. Who gets the number 1 pick?
Wait a minute.
Zion to the Pelicans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, Luka gets moved to the biggest glamour franchise market in the NBA, and now they get Cooper Flagg.
You don't say.
Mace, that's if it was one example, okay. 4 examples.
That is a damning pattern.
15-year period. There is actually. You're not just. I don't think it was fixed. I know somebody that was in the room.
I do. You know somebody who was in the room with the envelopes?
Mark Stein. He was in the room.
Mark Stein was in the room?
Yeah, well, he'll come on if you want.
Yeah, call Mark Stein. If he was in the room, I want to know how they juggled their envelopes and all that stuff to make it come out.
No, but it's not envelopes. It's a series of ping pong balls.
Yeah, it's balls.
And each team has a representative, and then they invite like 10 media members. It's the 4th time Mark has been in the room.
But how could you not? But couldn't you rig the ball system?
You could, but who would do it? Like where
the
would
NBA?
But Ernst & Young oversees.
Ernst & Young. They do the Golden Globes.
That's like the tax firm that was with Enron saying, "Oh no, it's all the up and up."
They did Enron. Right. You're
well,
right.
you guys know I love conspiracy talks.
Yeah.
I'll talk about this the whole show if you want.
Yeah.
I love conspiracy theories, but you don't honestly believe either one of you.
I
that
absolutely
was rigged,
do.
You?
I do.
Here's
I think
the
it was
thing.
rigged.
It's all very odd how it all went down, and to the point that the list that you just read, John, there's something to this. You're going to tell me this is all chance? It just seems odd. A 1.8% chance, and we all watched it play out last night. And we were doing it live on Sedano and Cap, and we're all making fun of it. LeBron's tweeting laughing emojis, and Sedano's saying, no, absolutely not, this is on the up and up. Windhorst today on his podcast said, and he's on NBA Live right now with Sedano on ESPN, said, actually, if you want to talk about the Mavs, that's one thing, but talk about the Spurs, because they've had a top 4 pick 3 of the last 4 years. Okay, let's talk about the Spurs.
Right.
That's also odd. So how does this all keep happening?
This is the thing I find amazing. What were the odds? 1.8%.
Yes.
Right? So if you were to take a deck of cards and say, I'm going to pull out the Queen of Hearts, reach in and actually get the Queen of Hearts without looking, the odds are better of that than Dallas getting the ping pong ball.
What are the odds of that?
1 to 9 or 1.9%.
Wow.
Yeah, 1.9%. So it's the better odds picking your card out of a deck than Dallas getting that pick, John.
It was less than a 2% chance. If it happened one time, I would say, that happens. 4 times in a 15-year period at least gives the appearance of impropriety, the appearance of it. And so, Mace, I don't think you're just being talk radio
No,
guy.
I really do. I thought in the moment, I'm like, oh, sure, they trade Luka and they get the number 1 pick. That makes perfect sense. If I was to write a script for the NBA, that would be the script.
And what goes to the script, in my opinion, is, and Windhorst said it on this station, the Mavs asked for Austin Reeves.
Right.
And then the Lakers said no, rightfully so.
Talked him down, yeah.
And guess what? They still did the trade. And Nico's coming out saying the wrong stuff, like he doesn't even care.
Right.
And he's the guy, the punching bag on this, because it's all part of he worked at Nike. It's all part of a plan. This is what we're going to do. And don't worry, we'll take care of you. That's my belief.
Okay. So, Ireland, I also believe genuinely that there should be some investigation. They should look
like
into
a
this.
congressional investigation?
I don't know if it's congressional, but,
Okay,
people,
but you guys realize that there's a representative from every team
Everybody's
in the
in
ping
on
pong
it, John.
ball room.
Oh, you think everyone's in on it, Mace?
Yeah.
Or you think it's a league-wide conspiracy?
You know what the term conspiracy actually means?
No, what?
to breathe together. In other words, everybody in that room.
Did you say breathe?
Breathe.
Okay,
breathe
okay. I thought you said
together.
something else.
Breathing. So everybody in that room, whoever was involved in envelopes and ping pong balls, I believe knew that this was the master script for the NBA.
Okay.
What about why would you invite reporters in there?
I don't know. I want to talk to.
I just
Mark
texted
Stein.
Stein.
Did you?
I'll see what. Yeah,
Get Stein on. I want to know what's going on in that room. I'm sure it's like lock and key.
But
Nobody
couldn't you
sees
rig
anything.
the machine?
Why don't they just show us the machine?
Well, that was one point that came up. Why not put them? Why just not do it in public?
Show us the ping pong ball
little balls
machine and let it
popping up?
happen. By the way, more dramatic.
Yes.
Cooler to watch.
Didn't
more
they
exciting.
used to show us it?
Did they ever show it, John?
I think they did.
I feel like they did way back when, right?
Because even if you go back, Ewing was frozen envelope.
Right.
And that was a big drum where the commissioner was pulling envelopes out of a drum.
Yes.
Right.
And the reason they got rid of that was they accused the NBA of putting a frozen envelope
Yes.
in there. So when Stern reached his hand in, he felt the cold envelope and they just left it in there until the end. But so then they went to this ping pong ball system, and they hired an outside accounting firm, in this case Ernst & Young. But you guys believe all of those guys could have been paid off.
Why not show us the ping pong ball machine?
Well, I think they do record it.
Well, has anybody seen the recording of this?
No.
Is it buried? Somebody dug a hole, buried it in Adam Silver's backyard? Where's the tape? I want to see the tape. Will they release the tape, John? I demand the tape.
I don't know. Could we get it? All right, here I heard back from Mark. It was Jake Fisher, who writes twice through my site was. Okay.
Jake Fisher was in the room.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get his number.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
working
get
on it.
Jake Fisher. Get Jake Fisher.
Damn it, Jake Fisher.
Jammed. By the way, even LeBron knows it's fixed. This was LeBron on the McAfee show from earlier this year.
Listen, man, during the ball drop, during the lottery drop, Cleveland got the number 1 pick. I just don't think that was. Just,
what are
a
you
coincidence!
saying? Don't you think?
Wemby with the Spurs. That wasn't a coincidence.
Oh my
There
God!
goes
Let's keep LeBron home. You know what? Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. Derrick Rose to the Bulls. Like, I understand the assignment, God.
He's just naming them off,
Well,
Ireland.
that's more fuel. That adds to your case.
Yes.
And he did tweet last night, laughing emojis.
All those laughing emojis.
He did.
That was not accidental. All right, coming up, we'll do the idea of trading the number 1 pick and whether or not Nico Harrison can screw that up. And we'll spin the wheel of questions. In the meantime, hey, great place to watch the NBA playoffs. Like tonight, Nuggets versus Thunder at Cosm. I'm telling you, if you have not experienced a game at Cosm, you are missing out. If you sit in the dome, you're in immersive shared reality. Like it is above you and below you and around you, and you will feel like you're at the game. It's an incredible experience, and it works for NBA and NHL playoffs, Premier League soccer, UFC, WWE, all this stuff. High-resolution displays everywhere. Or you can watch from the hall, which is like the world's greatest sports bar with gigantic screens from wall to wall. Great craft cocktails. Amazing food. I'm telling you, you got Nuggets Thunder tonight. Tomorrow night, you got Knicks Celtics followed by Warriors Timberwolves. All the games are on at Cosm. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Cosm.com. Check them out today. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tomorrow night.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Clubs in the West. One electric night in downtown LA. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. LAFC, Seattle, tomorrow night.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Are you ready for the NFL season? The schedule release is coming, and we know the best place to get your tickets this year. My friends at Vivid Seats. They're seriously legit, and you earn rewards on every purchase. That's basically free football games. When that schedule hits, don't wait around. For the best selection and all the great deals, head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in your game days now.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
19 minutes in front of 1 o'clock.
The great ELO.
Mason and Ireland on a live imaging Tuesday. Is that true?
ELO?
Is this ELO? I don't think it's ELO.
Who is it?
Jerry Rafferty?
I was close.
How did you...
John, did you think for a second it was
stuff
ELO?
out?
No, because I knew it was Jerry Rafferty,
okay.
who sings Baker Street, which is like your favorite yacht rock song.
So you're just throwing out now yacht rock groups?
Yeah, I'm just throwing. Is ELO a yacht rock group?
By the way, somebody sent me a story that Daryl Hall is now mad, too. About
Daryl Hall and John Oates are suing each other.
Well, right, but Daryl Hall's now mad about the yacht rock term, just like the guy from...
Donald Fagen?
Yeah, Donald Fagen.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best part of the yacht rock doc, which I loved. You have to stay to the end credits.
Right. But
because they run a call where the producer's trying to get a hold of Donald Fagen, who was the lead singer of Steely Dan, Chris.
Yes.
And Fagen tells him to F off.
But guys, I understand you all made music and you thought you were the hottest thing and it was all great. Nobody would be talking about Steely Dan or playing the records if it wasn't for yacht rock. And guess what? Hall and Oates, who are suing each other, nobody would be talking about Kiss on My List if it wasn't for yacht rock.
Right. I mean, I don't understand the resentment
I've never understood
of
the opposition to those bands to yacht rock.
I don't get it.
It's given them a second bite at the apple.
Right. I mean, it's an opportunity for them to have their music consumed by a whole new generation
Whereas
of
Christopher
people.
Cross and the Doobie Brothers are smart. Let's go on tour and monetize it.
Yeah, right. That's the smart way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These scumbags.
Yeah, they're scumbags. You want to do a wheel?
Speaking of scumbag, no, never mind. Time for Wheel of Questions. He's got a big wheel, and he's going to spin it. Take it away, producer Brian Cohen.
That's a dumbass question.
Spin that thing.
That's a dumbass question.
Oh,
I like
So,
it. I like it when it goes double sound effects like that.
Laura, where are we at?
all right, guys. I feel like this is perfect. It landed perfect for this show.
Good.
So, according to a new study, talking to yourself in the third person can help relieve stress and anxiety. It improves your ability to manage your emotions and also regulate them. So, I want to know, how often do you talk to yourself in the third person?
Well, the thing
John
about Mason
doesn't like to. Go ahead, Mace.
Yeah, the thing about Mason is he does talk to himself a lot.
Yeah.
He is really, really in his head at
No,
all
you don't
times.
say.
Yeah, I'm totally in my
never.
head. Yes.
So, Chris, you know when I talk to myself the most, and all these people tell
Golf.
me it's bad.
Right.
I and so everybody says it's you got to have positive swing thoughts, and I will literally say out loud, "All right, Ireland, you idiot, do not hook this." And right before I hit it, and everybody goes, "You shouldn't do it." That's the only way I know how to go.
Right, but do you hook it?
No.
So then it works.
By telling yourself not to hook it.
Correct.
Which is technically talking to yourself in the third person, isn't it?
Correct. That's why.
So it works.
Yeah.
Laura, do you talk to yourself in the third person?
I am very mean to myself. Like, if I do
Me
something
too.
wrong, I'm like, damn, you're an idiot, Laura. God. Like,
Yeah, I'm
very bad.
my worst fan.
critic.
I'm
All
my
right,
worst critic.
Mace,
Yeah.
I will be very impressed if you get this, and if Brian or Laura gets this, I will be triply impressed.
Okay.
When Morales threw to you and he said, he's got a wheel, gonna spin it. What song is that a lyric from?
I would guess it's from Proud Mary.
No.
Oh.
Anybody? Brian?
Big wheel, keep on turning.
No.
No.
No. Brian or Lori, you have a guess?
No.
No.
Oh,
does it help if I say it's an AC/DC song?
Nope.
No.
Highway to Hell.
Oh, Highway to Hell. That's a line in Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't know
Like
that.
a wheel, gonna spin it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna mess around. Highway to Hell.
I'm always confused. From Australia, right?
Yeah.
Are they the ones from Australia?
By the way, our friends Yachtly Crew are in Australia right now.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's that's one of the great trips of my life was going
Australia?
It was going to the Sydney Olympics.
Really?
Sydney's a beautiful city. Just absolutely beautiful.
But Australia is kind of funky these days, right? A lot of stuff's going on, or no? I
I
don't
don't think so.
I don't really know.
Is there stuff going on?
I thought there was stuff going
Brian,
on.
are you
post-COVID.
keeping track of Australia? You got anything on them?
They still got kangaroos over there?
Kangaroos.
I think they do. They're still fighting people, too.
Dingoes.
So, yeah.
They got dingoes and kangaroos. And Ayers Rock, that big rock in the middle of the whole damn
So
country.
you talk to yourself in third person, and you kind of try to motivate yourself.
Correct.
Like, today I'm going to be better than Greg Bergman.
Well, I mean,
I don't think that's ever been
I
said.
shoot higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not nice. The guy's got pink eye.
Oh, we're just joking. Got to
He
be able to
could
roll
fire
with
us
the jokes.
today.
here.
He might fire us today. He's got that. He's got hand.
What would you do
over
if
us.
Bergman fired you today, Mace?
Walk across the street.
Talk
And
to
that's
you
a
at
final.
noon tomorrow.
But would you take John with you, or would you do what
Of
you did
course I
before
would.
and screw
No.
John over?
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
No, we see.
John and I are package deal.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah. So,
Unless there's a really good offer, then we're not a package
yeah,
deal
then,
anymore.
then the package gets lighter, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's
You
talk
do.
sports.
Yeah, let's talk sports. All right, so last night, Cooper Flagg is the big, hot prospect in this year's NBA draft, and the Dallas Mavericks, oh my God, how did that happen? Got the number 1 overall pick. And conversation today on the Get Up, and a couple of the analysts were talking. I want to know where you come down on this, John. First of all, this is Jay Williams talking about what Dallas should do with that number 1 pick.
Now, I know it's going to be controversial, but if I'm Nico Harrison, I'm trading the pick. Like, look, there's something. He just got back in a good grace. I hear you. I hear you, but I'm not sure for a guy like Cooper Flagg. I think he needs reps. I think he needs a lot of room to grow. I'm not sure championship aspirations right away for him. Yes. Now, look, the basketball part of me loves the thought of AD, Cooper Flagg, Derek Lively in the backcourt, right? But when I look at the value, could you potentially package something like this to get a Giannis? Could you package in a one-on-one trade to get a Devin Booker? Could you get a Tyrese Maxey? Could you, if your championship window is in 2 to 3 years, could you utilize that pick and some assets to get somebody who's ready to contribute to you right now with the pressure in the West Coast?
So, John, I have a feeling you are more in on Jay Williams than other people.
I'm lockstep with Jay Will.
Yeah.
Lockstep. I always will trade proven or will trade unproven for proven. Cooper Flagg is 18 years old.
Yes.
He looks like he's going to be great.
Yes.
Not good, great. I would, and I think it works for both teams. I would package. I would send 2 number 1s.
Yeah.
To Milwaukee with Cooper Flagg and then a whole bunch of other guys.
A whole bunch of other guys, yeah.
P.J. Washington and Daniel
Clay,
Gafford.
probably.
Well, I would keep Clay because here's why.
But he's got one of the bigger salaries, and you got to match $49 million.
Yeah, I did it today.
I was playing with the trade machine today.
I did it today too. And I did it
without
Clay.
Without Clay?
Yeah.
How long did you play with the trade machine?
I only did it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
It doesn't usually. Sometimes,
No.
for me
So
now,
I
does.
put Mace. I put guys like
I nailed the trade.
P.J. Washington, Max Christie, dudes
yes.
like that in there. But here's why I would do it. If you go back to when Andrew Wiggins was the number 1 pick, he was taken by the Cavs. Everybody was talking about Andrew Wiggins like they're talking about Cooper Flagg, how he was a can't-miss prospect. And Andrew Wiggins has had a good career.
Yeah, he's had a nice career, but not a
But
number
at the
one
time, he was
prospect
18
kind of
years
career.
old. He had played 1 year at Kansas. The Cavs were trying to win right now. So they sent him to Minnesota for Kevin Love.
Right.
Kevin Love comes to the Cavs. They win the title. If Nico has been consistent in saying, and the reason he traded Luka, who was 25, for AD, who was 32, was that he's in a win-now mode. He has Kyrie, he has Clay, he has AD. You add Giannis to that, I think they'd be the favorite.
So for this coming year, though, Kyrie is kind of off the board, right?
Well,
Till the
Michael,
end of the season.
Michael
maybe.
thinks he'll come back around the All-Star break.
Okay, so around the All-Star break. So then they get full strength.
So now the problem with my plan is you're betting on guys who have all had injury histories, including Kyrie and Clay, who have both torn their Achilles, and AD, who gets
tends
hurt a
to.
lot.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I'll say is, and I brought this up yesterday, but there is something to be said for having a young, he's a decade younger than Giannis.
He's 12 years younger than Giannis.
12 years younger than Giannis. There you go. So you've got him for the next 5 years at a really cost-controlled opportunity. I understand why you wouldn't make that trade, especially I don't think Nico can afford to screw up another trade.
But this is Giannis. He's gone 30, 10, and 5 the last 2 years in a row. Nobody's ever done that. He might be, Mace, the best player in the NBA. It's either him or Jokic, or this year maybe SGA. But look at Giannis's numbers over the last 2 years.
Yeah, 30 points, 12 rebounds.
He is
7 assists.
And he basically won a title in Milwaukee because of him.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. If you can get him for Cooper Flagg, who, again, is not going to be good. He's going to be great.
Yep.
But Cooper Flagg's 18. He's 3 or 4 years away from being – like Kobe didn't win his first title until he was 21.
Right.
Cooper Flagg's not going to be the best player on a title contender next year, but he might be in 3 years. The Mavs want to win now, and Giannis might be the best player in the league right now.
Okay.
And by the way, don't sleep on San Antonio either. They got the second pick.
Right.
And a ton of assets, and they could go get Giannis. So Dallas, if they're going to do this, they got to do it now.
So let me play the other side of this. Alan Hahn was on the Get Up today, and he is more on my side of this debate. Here he is talking about the concept of Cooper Flagg, the number 1 pick, being traded.
You want them to burn the building down? This is a gift from the basketball gods.
Yes.
You traded Luka Doncic. You get a player in Cooper Flagg who can replace that as the son that these fans can fall back in love with, that they feel like was torn from them. He gets that back. That is redemption. The one thing you don't do is now trade him because you are trying to advance the cause. That piece is going to be part of the cause for maybe the next 10 to 15 years.
So there is the other side of it. The generation, he's a generation younger. He is going to sustain you past the next 5 years, conceivably, right? Because you get his bird rights and you get the opportunity to keep him for a longer period of time. And you also get to use him as a complement on the wing to AD and whatever it is, Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford or whoever it is. I mean, I still believe that the right thing to do is to not spit at the basketball gods and take that pick.
Well, wait a minute. When Cleveland did it with Andrew Wiggins, it led him to the title. And so that's why you do it.
Well, no, it can, but let me just go through this. So there's a bunch of NBA scouts who got together and talked to Yahoo, off the record, of course. And they took the last 10 number 1 picks and compared them to Cooper Flagg. So I want to tell you ask you how you feel about this. So last year, number 1 pick was Zachariah Risacher from the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know. Is that how you say it? Risacher.
Yeah.
Do you think Risacher or Flagg?
Flagg.
Correct. That's what the scouts say. Victor Wembanyama, obviously, it's Wemby. 2022, Paolo Banchero.
I would take Banchero.
These guys take Flagg. The scouts take Flagg.
Okay.
2021, Cade Cunningham.
Oh, that's so close.
I take Cade Cunningham. I love Cade Cunningham. He's such a good player.
It's a coin flip.
Anthony Edwards was the year before, 2020.
Edwards, for sure.
They say Flagg.
They're out of their minds. Edwards, if you guys are watching these playoffs, Edwards may be the best player in the NBA right this second.
He's great. He's great.
Playing better than anybody.
I'm just telling you what the scout people say.
I don't think other than Wemby, there is anybody that Minnesota would trade Ant 1-for-1 for, including Jokic. That's how high they are on him.
How about Zion? He was
you would take Flagg because Zion's
you take Flagg,
been a bust.
yeah. DeAndre Ayton, 2018. You take Flagg. 2017, Markelle Fultz, you take Flagg.
Sure.
2016, Ben Simmons, you take Flagg.
Boy, Wait a minute. Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, and then who was the
Ayton,
year after Fultz?
Boy,
Simmons. Those are 3 bad number one
they are
picks.
bad number ones. The number one doesn't guarantee you, especially in an open year. Now, this year, there's apparently a really strong number one and a really strong number two.
Right, which is why you can't sleep on San Antonio for zooming in for Giannis.
Right.
This is not – okay, the question we should be asking is not –
Can I just add a breaking piece of news on this?
Yeah.
This is Tim McMahon. Sources, yes, the Mavericks plan to draft Cooper Flagg. No, Mavs Governor Patrick Dumont will not take a gift horse in the mouth and consider trading the number one overall pick.
Well, Patrick Dumont doesn't know what he's doing. Hopefully when he said – I'm letting Nico make all basketball decisions, he was serious, because Patrick Dumont is an idiot. He is the guy who came out and when asked, why did you trade Luka, he goes, I need people that have a strong work ethic like Shaq. Shaq had the worst work ethic of anyone I've ever seen.
Exactly.
The problem or the question we should be asking is not, is Cooper Flagg going to be great? He is.
Yep.
He's great. The question we should be asking is, who do you want for the next 5 years? Flagg or Giannis? And my answer is Giannis.
Yeah.
Now, if you care,
it's very hard to build around a player that's making $49 million and next year $50 million. That's what my point is. It's like having that rookie quarterback on a rookie deal where you can put all the best players around him in an NFL situation.
Right.
When you've got a guy making not a lot of money, you can add role players and pieces more easily.
But where would you rank the Mavericks in terms of favorites if they don't trade Flagg? Maybe 4th, 5th?
Are they, if they do?
Everybody healthy.
Okay.
AD, Kyrie, Clay, Flagg, and PJ Washington.
Yep.
I would put them behind Minnesota, behind Oklahoma City, probably behind the Lakers after they get a center.
Yeah, 5-ish, I would say.
If they had Giannis, 2 at the worst, maybe 1. So it's what another question we should be asking is, what's more important, to win in the next 5 years or to build for the next 20? If you want long-term guy you can build around, keep Flagg. If you want to win in the next 5 years, go get Giannis.
Yeah. And by the way, and now, do you think Milwaukee would have done that deal? Dallas sounds like they won't, but do you think Milwaukee would have done that deal?
Of course. Milwaukee traded away all their draft picks.
Yeah, I think that's the best deal they can get.
And by the way, some of those players coming back, like P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, those guys are all good.
Yeah.
And you get a generational star in Flagg.
Yep. And
you get 2 number ones. You might be able to get a 3rd number one out of them. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all, for me, it's, you know, what's interesting, I think you're looking at this as the prized asset in these deals we're talking about is Flagg.
Yes.
And I look at it as the prized asset in all these deals is Giannis.
Although, to me, it is almost exclusively about the money and what you can add based on the money.
If you're worried about the money, you should keep Flagg. But
yeah.
I think if you're worried about the title and you want to make a title run, can you imagine AD, Giannis, and Kyrie all on the same team, and then so you have to help, and the person you'd be helping off of would be Clay.
Right.
And you're leaving the best three-point shooter of his generation along with Steph wide open on the wing. I mean, I don't know how you would defend that team. Giannis Mace is so much better than people realize.
Right.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to try and dunk, and you still can't stop it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Giannis...
And he's elite defensively.
It doesn't have to do with Giannis. It has to do with the concept of team building and the way the salary's structured and what you're able to do around him. It's hard to work around a $49, $50 million a year salary. Hey, the big CY stopped in. What's going on, Clinton?
Not much. I'll just say I agree 100% with Ireland. I'm trading for Giannis every single time and twice on Sunday. I get what you're saying. I just feel that because... if they hadn't said themselves, Mace, and Ireland, you know this, we are in a win-now window, then this would be different. Before they traded, Luka. I mean, after they traded Luka, before this lottery thing came up, you stated it's a win now. So to stick to the imperative that was their own goal, to me, you're closer with Giannis.
Or does that change because you got the number one pick in the draft
and
you start thinking about the next 10 years?
Right. Well, do you guys remember what Nico's default answer was when he met with the media both times? He kept repeating the same 3
Defense
words.
wins championships.
Right.
Yeah.
Giannis might be the best defensive player I've ever seen.
Right. So
ever.
I do think it's a real question, but I think that once you've got one, you've got to take it into consideration because you just don't know what you could get out there that might also help the long-range plan. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So I just kind of feel like if you've got a chance to get Giannis, he's only 30, and he's still got a couple years on that. That is such an attractive option to me versus a player who is very much, betrothed, if you will, to greatness, but just hasn't done it. You don't know.
And Mace, you said at the beginning of that when you played the Alan Hahn clip.
Yes, the Alan Hahn clip.
The first thing he says, what do you want her to do, burn the building down? If they got Giannis, Maverick fans would be more excited than getting Cooper Flagg. Not less, more. Giannis is better right now than Flagg.
Right.
If they got Giannis, they would throw a party in Dallas.
Also,
Alan's logic doesn't make sense there.
I'm with Alan. So, and we'll continue to get into it. So, how's the Big 7-9 Clinton Yates and Friends show
going? Well, things are getting weird though, because honestly, on the TV side, I just did my penultimate show because it's ending next week. Around the Horn is done.
What's the last day?
It's the last day is next Friday.
Oh.
So today we did the show, and Woody was there. Sarah Spain came back for a little bit.
Nice.
Frank was there. Frank was in the building last night for the Knicks game, so that was exciting. But it's just one of those things where it's like we're kind of in this closing ceremonies kind of vibe, to use your sort of Olympic example, and it's a really interesting experience.
So what's the last show going to be like?
I don't know. I'm not on
it.
I've
heard a little about it, Clinton. They're going to bring back some people that you will be surprised to see.
We've done a little of that already. Jamel Hill came back last week. Kate Fagan did an appearance. They were actually on the same show. Like I said, Sarah Spain was on today. So for me, it's just like, I don't know. I ask people all the time, are you a first day of school or a last day of school kind of person? And I'm definitely like a first day of school kind of person, but it's got the last day of school vibes. That's, really odd. So
real quick, I know we got Sports Graffiti in a second. Did you see the breaking news from Passan?
Oh, no. What is it?
Speaking of conspiracies, go ahead. Look it up.
Look it up.
Well, I want your reaction raw. I don't want to tell you.
All right, hold on.
Well,
I want your reaction
I've got
raw.
it.
You got it? Yeah, do it. Do it.
Come on, Mace,
Baseball's
I want-
reinstating Pete Rose.
I wanted your raw reaction.
Okay.
All I wanted was for you to give it to us.
Well, he gave it to me, and I'm giving you my raw reaction. I'm fine with that. It should have been done a long time ago. Why do you wait till the guy's dead?
You didn't give me what I wanted. And
What
I
do you
wanted
want?
It's 102.
What
At
do you
KSPN
want?
Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands
Good
radio
Karma Brands
station.
radio station.
Home
Damn right.
of Morning Man Clinton Yates.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Sports Graffiti now 866. Oh no, that's not right.
Yeah,
877-710 ESPN.
Yeah.
Chris has worked at so many stations. He's got it. It's like
Giving out random numbers.
Numbers dyslexia.
It's true.
So Clinton, Pete Rose reinstated. Reaction.
Not much. Don't think it should have happened. Guy's still in the box.
You don't think it should have happened?
No, guy's still in the box either way, dude. If it was going to happen, I think it probably should have happened in his lifetime. I don't want to know also why this happened either, but I can, let's just say, saunter a guess.
So his family.
Do you think it has political ramifications, Clinton?
Let's just say that probably a person who now owns an expensive airplane had something to do with it.
Yep.
So, but the thing about it is, I believe all along Pete Rose should be on the ballot, available to vote for, and then let democracy decide. Do writers want him in? Do writers not want him in? Do like you're doing with Barry Bonds. Some people want him in, some people don't. That would be the same with Pete Rose. I would expect him to win the vote and get into the Hall of Fame, but let people vote on it.
This is one where I take sort of a lame generational, which is that Pete Rose is not that important to me in the large scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, he is the hit king.
I get that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying in my personal life and sports career, Pete Rose was always in the past. And I'm not one of these people that does a whole lot of adjudicating of things that happened well before I was around to actually care about them. If somebody asked me my top 5 basketball teams, I'm not naming any teams I did not see.
Right.
And so Pete Rose, for me, it's kind of an old discussion that my mind has never been changed on, because I didn't have that feeling of watching Charlie Hustle come around and end guys' careers in all-star games because he couldn't keep his shoulders out of people's mouths. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hasn't happened to me, so it is not super high on my list. But, I did go to college outside of Cincinnati, and let's just say that you don't hear a ton of good words about his local reputation.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a jackass.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Clinton Yates morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
7 to 9. Big CY. Great seeing you, man.
I know, but I actually had a question to ask you guys. We can wait for that after this. I got a little time. So.
Okay, got a little time. All right.
Well, don't let him hang out.
Okay, I'm not pushing him out. I just thought he was stopping in.
No, it's okay. I'm here. I got a little time.
Oh, he's going to hang out with Sports Graffiti.
Clinton's hanging out. We're going to do some Sports Graffiti. Open the phones, Laura. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. We will get your calls in here coming up next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason in Ireland.
Is there any chance at all, that
the Mavericks trade Cooper Flagg to the Lakers? Is that possible?
Okay, say that again?
Well, the way the Mavericks gave the Lakers Luka, is there any way that maybe they just want to give the Lakers Cooper Flagg also? That's not possible.
Cappy, I literally just explained to you that there are a representative from each team in this room when the lottery is being decided and these balls are being pulled out.
Yeah, I got all that.
But you're saying, could they draft him and then trade him?
Yeah, just have him. Here, hey, would you guys like Cooper Flagg? Hey, let me ask you a question. How'd you guys like Luka last year? We liked him a lot. He was great.
Hey,
how would you guys like Cooper Flagg?
The Mavs
would you like that? How about this? Bring. Hey, Rob. Hey, it's Nico. Hey, how about this? Would you like to have Cooper Flagg? We'll take Austin Reeves off your hand. How about that? Is that okay?
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy, teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Wednesday at 5 p.m., the NFL schedule is released, and we'll be all over it on Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN. As we find out how the Rams' 2025 fall looks, we'll also be on top of the marquee matchups ahead of the NFL season.
Don't miss the NFL schedule release.
Wednesday on 710 ESPN.
On the all-new ESPN LA app.
And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
All right, and the big CY is hanging out today.
Morning man Quentin Yates.
What's up, kiddos? How we doing?
Kiddos! There you go. We got a lot of kiddos on the phone. So
yeah, that's cool. A lot of kids call my show, too. I like that.
There you go.
Driving to school. So
let's start out with Don. Don, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, Don?
Hey, guys, I just had a quick limerick for you, and then I had one other thing.
Cool.
It goes, okay, there once was a guy named John. His stories went on and on. He hooked up with Steve. It was hard to believe, but it's just not the same when Steve's gone.
Oh,
well, that is true.
What a suck-up.
That is, I love this guy.
Hey.
This is the
And
best
John,
limerick ever.
I got a name for your boat. You need to name it the Storyteller.
The Storyteller.
2 shots in 1 call.
Yeah, that's
wow. That guy's my favorite. I wish I was there so I could hang up on this guy.
I'm just messing with you, John. I love you, brother.
Okay,
sure.
Thanks, Don. You say, yeah, sure.
You get a lot of limericks on your show, Quentin?
No, we did have Freestyle Fridays, though. Not quite limericks, but cats are busting rhymes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's weird. You go to Sports Graffiti, you immediately get a limerick. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Let's go to Alex. Alex, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. So I don't know if you guys saw, but 2 great local guys, Blake Griffin and Ryan Khalil, just purchased a professional football team in Mexico. I was wondering if you guys had the chance to own a sports team somewhere, what would you guys be interested in?
Oh, that's a good
NFL.
Yeah.
That's where you laugh all
bank,
the way to
baby.
the bank.
Yeah, the Rams.
Yeah.
Hey, Stan, I'll buy a piece. That
Give me
kind
the
of
Dallas
thing.
Cowboys.
I
I'll
wanted-
retire immediately.
I always said I wanted to own like a short season, like rookie league baseball team.
Yeah.
Put them in Venice, called them the Venice Beach Palms. That was like a
Yeah.
thing that I was like off on during
No,
the
it's
pandemic.
good. It's
How
good.
cool that would be. Like 50 games a year, nothing crazy, just sort of a local atmosphere. That would be awesome.
Everybody's owning teams now.
Is
And
that right?
it must be. I just read. I didn't realize this. Dwayne Wade owns a chunk of the Utah Jazz.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Everybody's getting a team now.
News to me.
It must be. I would even do like. It would be cool to be the owner of like Angel City Soccer.
Yeah.
You know those kinds of jobs. Let's go to Paul. Paul, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, Paul?
Hey, so I have a question for Mr. Kingpin Morales.
Yes.
If you play with the draft machine too much, is it true you go blind?
Well, I haven't gone blind yet.
Question. That's a good question.
I don't know.
How's your vision?
Well, actually, the left peripheral is bad, but that's because of the strokes.
Oh,
not
yeah.
because of the
110.
playing with the draft
110.
machine.
Yeah, 110.
Well, I didn't say I almost died.
Yeah,
110, by the way.
110. Thank you. Let's go to Peter. Peter, you're on 710 Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, man.
Guys, if I was the Mavs, I would not do that trade. Kyrie's gone all next year, and Giannis would just come to – and AD's hurt every other day, so I would not make that trade. I would just go with the younger kid and start off fresh.
Okay.
In fact, I would
Well, you're probably
trade
not
AD.
winning the title that way,
Right,
but
yeah.
it's not.
But
I
you're
mean,
probably right.
He's a great player, though.
Yeah, he is a great player. Let's go to Robert. Robert, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, Robert?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. I was going to talk about the Dodgers, but this Pete Rose thing is fascinating. You know, I'm a big fan of Pete Rose, lifelong sports fan. He's a top 3 all-time hitter, top 10 all-time player. But I perfectly understand why they waited this long to do what they did. As a lifelong sports fan, if I ever got a whiff beyond a conspiracy theory that there was collusion between the betting markets and the game, I would stop watching immediately. Sports cannot afford to have even an appearance of that, so they waited till the guy dies as a message to everybody. You just don't get close. You can't do it. So that's how I feel about Pete Rose. Also, regarding the baseball season, there are, 15, 16 teams within 6 games of being the best team in baseball in 2 weeks?
Yep.
That's the kind of parity I like. The Dodgers are going to win it all, but they're going to have to work for it. I'm very excited about the baseball season, guys.
All right, there
Rack
you go.
'em.
Thank
You could
very
rack 'em.
much. That's a good call.
Let's rack them.
All right, there you go. Clinton, baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Interesting news. The Dodgers are still having problems with Blake Snell. He went to see Dr. L.I.T yesterday. And I'm going to ask this question. I don't know the answer, Ireland. But is there something with the Dodgers training staff and pitchers, or is this a league-wide issue?
It's a league-wide issue on one level, but I do think there is another level, which is – how to explain this? I think inter-Dodger competition is at such a premium, and they know they've got enough talent top to bottom that they can just pluck other guys that it's – I don't know that it's a huge priority. Now, don't get me wrong. They also take a lot of chances on guys. 4 out of their 5 starters had double TJs.
Yes.
You know, and so like that makes this season a little different, I believe, because you went into it sort of with the knowledge that you could potentially be falling back. But I also think to some degree it doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is, it's hard to really predict how good this team's going to be in the playoffs because when the pitchers are not what you want them to be, it's just too difficult to be able to project, which I would also go so far as to say probably paints last season's win a lot better than people realize when they look back on that. When they look back on the job that Dave Roberts did with the way he managed those arms to get through the opponents that he did, it's going to seem far, far more brilliant than I think people took it in the moment, as it were.
Yeah, I would imagine the starting pitching will be in better shape this year for the postseason than it was last year for the postseason.
Yeah.
And because last year was a disaster.
Yeah, it didn't go well, and he had to cobble some things together. Did well with it in San Diego. Got a little lucky with it against the Mets. You know what I mean? But especially when you mix in a couple different guys that have 5-day rests with other players. It's just it's a job I would not want to do.
Now,
is what I'm getting.
Kershaw is coming back here in the next week or so. Right, next week.
I mean, okay. Like I don't.
I don't know what you're going to get. Is it better than starting Justin Robleski? Yes.
I don't know, but I just feel like how many times are we going to restart the Kershaw train and with no destination at the end of the
He's
line?
just going to give you innings. They need innings.
Okay.
I mean, you want Kershaw or Landon Knack? Give me Kershaw.
That's fair, but again, that's just more mental work. That's more guys you got to option out in order to make space for them. It's adding a lot more work for somebody who's obviously not going to be there for the next.
And by the
couple
way,
years.
and the other thing is, I don't care what anybody says. Roki Sasaki needs to go to AAA,
You think
figure
so?
out his velocity,
Don't
figure
you
out
understand, Clinton? Kershaw's still great, and the Lakers are just one free agent away.
No, all I said was you can get innings out of Kershaw.
You can. I just feel that Kershaw, at some point, somebody has to make a decision here.
Right.
Somebody. But that's not my job. Once again.
I think his arm will make the decision.
Probably so.
I mean, I would imagine you're not going to get 20 starts from Clayton Kershaw this year.
Well, the question is whether or not he's going to be able to win a game. Yeah, that's more important.
Yeah.
And not, that's
I'm just trying to work you up, Mace. I'm just trying to work you up.
You've got this thing about me and Kershaw, which is weird.
It wasn't about you. It was just talking points, not about you specifically.
Oh, you have talking points?
No,
I didn't get the talking
points. Okay, so do I get to ask you guys?
Did you get the talking points?
Yeah, I did get the talking points. Do I get to ask you guys my question next segment?
Please do it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's
Why
what
don't you tease it till the next segment?
How about that?
Okay.
I have a question for Mason and Arnold.
That's coming up next. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you are having any problems in your life, whether it be depression or anxiety or stuff at work or problems in your relationship, you need somebody to talk to, and the best way to reach a therapist is through BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp.com, BetterHelp.com. Mental health is health. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The Who is coming to the Hollywood Bowl on September 17th for The Song Is Over, their North American farewell tour. And ESPN LA wants to send you to one of their final shows in Los Angeles. Listen for Ticket Thursday this Thursday as we give away pairs of tickets
to see these rock legends live on stage for what promises to be a historic night.
Listen all day Thursday for your cue to call and win. The Who, The Song Is Over tour. September 17th at the Hollywood Bowl. Presented by Live Nation. Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti. Weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Hey, my friends, are you ready to elevate your game day experience? For more than 40 years, Mir Audio Video has been the leader in high-end electronics, offering state-of-the-art audio, video, Wi-Fi, home automation, and unbeatable customer service. Mir has outfitted homes of players, coaches, celebs. Visit the beautiful showroom on Westwood Boulevard in West LA or call 310-234-4010. And hey, just don't take my word for it. Check out the glowing reviews right now at MirAudioVideo.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
Would you guys vote for me if I shut down drive-thrus?
You want to get healthier? Try that. Get it, but you got to get out of the car and go in and get it.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, you swing through that thing, and the next thing you know, I got a hot coffee and 2 sausage McMuffins and 2 hash browns. Like,
maybe I'll leave it open for breakfast.
Yeah, just tell me that's not the best 5 minutes of your life.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back tomorrow after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
That's why we do promos like that, to make Travis and DeMarco sound like a good show. 119
Hey,
on a live
stop
Imaging Tuesday.
picking on Travis and DeMarco. I
Clinton,
will not stand for
Who said
it.
I picked on him? That's why we do
come on.
promos. We do it for all the shows.
Slander. Picking on
Morning man Clinton Yates is in the studio.
How we doing, boys? How we doing?
Didn't Greg Bergman look like he had pink eye?
From what he described, it sounded pretty pink eye-ish.
And I went to dinner with him last night. I hope he didn't give me pink eye.
Dangerous.
Okay.
By the way, Ireland's there in Utah. I'm sorry, Ireland's there in
He's
Idaho.
in Idaho. He's got a compound in Utah, too.
Utah, too?
So
yeah,
this-
you guys don't need me today. You got a
No,
full
John,
house.
this
Just
question
keep
was
going.
primarily for you. That's why I brought it up. And I thought about this when when the draft lottery first happened and Dallas got the number 1 pick. I thought to myself, Nico's slightly vindicated in his own personal situation. But there's also the long-range thing. If said trade that we've discussed, John, happens, that we want to happen for the Mavericks.
Right.
And you've got a lot of sort of particulars and buildings here, so follow me on this. Let's just say that the step slower LeBron we saw at the end of the season is what you get next season. Let's just say the max you get out of Luka is the Luka that we've seen, which is a top 5 player in the league, but doesn't really change his game that much. The transformative thing doesn't happen.
Okay.
And let's say that Giannis goes to the Mavs. And if we're going to take, I don't want to say championships out of it, but is there any point when one might say that the Lakers lost the trade with Luka? Is there enough that can happen in any scenario on the Mavericks' other side where it might be reasonable to concede, dang it, they actually did this right? And I'm just wondering for discussion's sake, John.
I think that you have to separate those two things.
Okay.
The Luka trade will never sit well with any Dallas Maverick fan. It just was a lot. The biggest mistake Nico made when he traded Luka is that he didn't get full return.
Yeah.
He didn't take him to market. Now, just because they got lucky and got Cooper Flag doesn't make up for the fact that Nico botched the Mavs trade. So the way I would answer your question is it improves situation in Dallas, but no, Nico will always be reviled for not for trading Luka, but for not getting – if they would have traded Luka for Giannis, for example, the Mavs fans wouldn't have killed him. They killed him because he traded him for AD and a poo-poo platter and only got 1 pick, and he didn't even get Austin Reeves in the deal. So my answer to your question is no, the Luka trade will never be acceptable to Mavericks.
Right, and think about this, Clinton.
Yeah.
If they had not traded Luka and they had made the Giannis trade, they would have Kyrie, Luka, AD, Giannis.
Right. But these exist in the same cinematic universe to me. It's probably the best. These two movies exist
you
in
think
the same
they exist together?
cinematic universe.
See,
Yes,
I think they
do.
exist separately. By the way, if they had not traded Luka, I don't think Dallas would have gotten the number 1 pick.
Well,
Let's
because
go
they
where
would've
you
made the
really.
playoffs.
Let's go
Yeah.
where you really want to go, Clinton.
What's that?
In 5 years, if the Mavs have won 2 titles and the Lakers haven't,
Right, but I mean that's a given. I think titles are a given, but let's just say neither team wins a title in the next 3 seasons. Like, do you look at that? Because I sort of looked because when that first happened, I thought to myself, "Oh man, Lake Show are kind of in the back seat of these two teams as far as how you feel the trajectory is going." You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was like, oh, all of a sudden it feels like Dallas is genuinely on the rise.
Right.
Whereas the Lakers are still trying to figure out, well, A, there's the Luka, I don't want to call it a project, but there's the revamp effort.
Sure.
And you don't really know what's going to happen with LeBron. And meanwhile, it looks like the Mavs have at least to some degree everything moving in the right direction. So it was just a question. You know, I know you guys are.
I don't think they can
big-time
win.
NBA guys.
I don't think they can win the Luka trade by getting Cooper Flag.
Okay.
That would be my take on it.
By getting
Ireland, do you
Cooper
agree with
Flag.
that?
Yep.
Okay.
I think they're two separate, 2 different stories.
Yeah, 2 different transactions.
Yeah, that's if you believe Cooper Flag wasn't part of the Luka trade.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, there's that. Yes, there's
The
also
master
the
conspiracy.
Faustian agreement
Exactly.
that was come to by Nico.
CY every morning 7 to 9.
Yes, sir.
Morning
Awesome.
man Clinton Yates.
Morning man Clinton Yates.
All right, boys. I'll see.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
All right, coming up next for you, the latest on. Let's see, what are we calling it? J-Check or Bill L or what? How did we combine their names, John?
Jobel.
Jobel.
Weekend at
Jobel.
Bernie's 4. That's what it's called.
The latest on Jobel. Coming up next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, if you're waiting after an accident, you're injured, and you haven't called my friend Jacob, what are you waiting for? Seriously. Not taking action. It's going to cost you money. What does that mean? Well, let's say you're injured in a car accident a few months ago and you thought the pain in your back would go away, so you never went to see a doctor, and now a few months later it's getting worse every week. And the problem is, because it's been a few months since the accident, it's a lot more difficult to prove that your back pain was caused by the accident. Therefore, you'll probably have to pay for this yourself. Do not put yourself in this situation. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob immediately. He will get you to the doctor. No money out of pocket. You can physically recover and not have to pay anything up front. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected, call Jacob. He's the real deal. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Remember, he's a proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. And make sure you're following Jacob on Instagram and Facebook. Go to @call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tomorrow night, it's a clash of Western Conference giants. LAFC takes on Seattle Sounders at BMO Stadium in a rivalry that's grown fierce, fast, and full of drama.
It has really been a nice rivalry developing. I hate to say that. Not so nice sometimes on the pitch.
Two of the biggest clubs in the West. One electric night in downtown LA. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. LAFC, Seattle, tomorrow night.
Hey, John Ireland here. Laker fans, meet Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. It's a natural, healthier alternative loaded with ultra-premium ingredients like organic agave, electrolytes, B vitamins, and natural caffeine. Plus, it's NSF certified for sport. Just clean energy to keep you locked in without the crash or synthetic junk. So go grab yourself the limited edition Lakers can and rep the team in style. Pro Baller Energy, champions choose clean energy.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Wednesday at 5 p.m., the NFL schedule is released, and we'll be all over it on Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN. As we find out how the Rams' 2025 fall looks, we'll also be on top of the marquee matchups ahead of the NFL season.
Don't miss the NFL schedule release.
Wednesday on 710 ESPN.
On the all-new ESPN LA app.
And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
That's right. NFL schedule release tomorrow at 5.
Nice.
Bill Withers on a live imaging Tuesday on Mason and Ireland, the biggest show on the radio. It is a lovely day. And that's what I like to say sometimes in imaging. Aren't you proud to be a P1? You gutless bum out there. Aren't you proud to be a P1 of Mason and Ireland? Wear it like a badge of honor. Say, you know what? I don't spend my middays with Fred and whoever else he does a show with.
Fred!
I spend
Hi,
it
Fred.
with Mason and
Hi,
Ireland.
Fred.
Then I listen to Sedano and Cap.
Yeah, you're here all day.
All day.
Just stick on this radio or
You
on
start
the
with,
app.
you
just
start with
listen all day.
Unsportsmanlike with
Yeah.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle on your drive at 5 a.m.
Yep.
And you don't stop till 6 p.m., sucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And when Greg Bergman has pink eye, you feel it in your bones.
Right. Yeah. It does look like it's clearing up, though.
By the way, I got to do a promo with Lovely Day and just do that. That was the promo right there. We should just cut it and that's it.
Lovely day.
Scumbags.
All right. So
I'm going to go eat a salad. I got to go eat a salad.
Are you?
Real quick. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Ireland's in Idaho. And John, you sent a piece of sound today. Everybody is fascinated by Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson.
Well, wait until you hear this. This is Pablo Torre. Pablo, who's a smart guy, went to Harvard.
Yeah, very smart.
Does a podcast called Pablo Torre Finds Out, where he goes in, does a deep dive on whatever story catches his eye. So he had heard all this stuff about Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, and how uncomfortable it was making people at the University of North Carolina. And he reported in an episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out what he found out. And so it came out, North Carolina, Clinton reported that she had been banned from or Pablo reported she'd been banned from the football facility. And the school came out and said, no, that's not true. Pablo is not backing down. This is from a couple days ago when he was doing an interview, and listen to what he has to say about where this could go.
Pablo, is there a chance that he never coaches a game at UNC?
Absolutely. June 1st, man, look at that contract right before all of this. June 1st, the buyout from the Belichick side of things dropped from $10 million to 10 times less to $1 million. And the theory was that's because he wanted an out if the NFL came sniffing around and said, oh, I would love to have Bill Belichick. I can tell you the NFL has no desire to get into business with Bill Belichick, especially not right now. And then the question becomes, does Bill want to remain there if his bosses are actually saying, look, man, you can't operate this way. You can't embarrass our school this way. In which case he may not feel like he's in charge anymore. In which case, is it really worth it if all you want to do is sit in the front row of the Miss Maine pageant watching your girlfriend at age 24 get second runner-up? If that's what he wants if that's what he wants out of this, I'm not here to yuck his yum. This is not a story about an age gap relationship. This is the story about power and who gets it. And everybody around Belichick got walked over by a very ambitious young prodigy named Jordan Hudson, who is driving that program into the ground. That is why I'm reporting the story.
Okay, that's pretty strong. By the way, she did finish second runner-up in the
Not
Miss
bad.
Maine pageant. But last year, she was first runner-up.
Yeah, but
So
still,
she's-
top three.
no,
You're a medal
sliding.
winner.
She's sliding. She's dropping down the old beauty pageant board.
So do you buy that what he's saying, that on June 1st, when that buyout goes from $10 million to $1 million, that he could be out?
I don't think well, he doesn't guarantee that, right? He didn't say it's going to happen.
No, but he said the buyout
it's
was
potential.
put in there for both sides.
I personally think he is going to coach this year. Do you?
I do.
Yeah. And he's not the first guy to fall, famous rich guy to fall under the sway and get hypnotized by a woman.
Yeah, didn't Frank Sinatra marry Mia Farrow when she was like 19?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was hypnotized.
Yeah, but here's
I just like saying that.
Here's the other thing. Belichick, did you see he's agreed to do an interview with Michael Strahan on Good Morning America
I
on
bet
Friday?
you there are all kinds of conditions on that interview,
All right,
don't
so
you?
let's do a little role play here.
Okay.
You be Michael Strahan.
Okay.
I'll be Belichick, and my goal is to try and convince you that nothing's wrong, all is well. Okay? Go.
So, Bill, there has been a lot of conversation about your girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, and her developing control over your life. How do you speak to that?
Well, as you know, Michael, because you and I were in the NFL at the same time, coaching football is a demanding business. All I want to do is focus on my players and the football field. That's it. Jordan and I have a personal and a professional relationship that has nothing to do with football. What I've asked is that Jordan handle all the other stuff because, as you know, I'm a control freak.
Right.
I don't trust a lot of people. I trust her, so I have her handle all the stuff off the field, so all of my focus, 100%, is on the field where it should be.
Given that, why was she on the field during the UNC spring game?
Because she is there. If somebody comes up to me and says, hey, we want to bring a recruit in next week, or hey, where do you want to have dinner with the recruits who are in town? I don't want to shut down practice and stop talking football. Jordan handles those type of things for me, and she's really good at it.
What happened, do you think, during the last interview you did where Jordan called the interview off and then restarted it?
We thought we had agreed to certain things to talk about and that they were going to be exclusively about
so
the
there were
book.
conditions about the interview?
Yes, we were told the interview would be about the book when questions were asked that weren't about the book. I don't mention Jordan in the book. She's not in the book.
Right.
And so
what is she doing at the interview?
Because she's with me all the time. She handles all the non-football stuff for me. We have a personal and a professional relationship. We're always together. But
Yes.
Michael.
You understand why people look at this and say Bill Belichick has lost his focus on football.
My focus is 100% on football. What she handles for me is all the other stuff. You know me. I eat, sleep, breathe football. She allows me to do that.
What was her talent at the Miss Maine pageant?
She was a baton twirler. and you know, what came up a little bit short was I told her it's not about how high you throw it, it's how well you execute.
Yeah.
And had I had more time to focus on that, but I was too busy coaching football, so I didn't really help her. It was my fault.
What's the biggest misperception about you and Jordan Hudson?
That she has somehow hypnotized me.
That is.
Hey, Michael, you know me. I coach football. I love football. I'm football 24/7. She allows me to have a life outside of football and handles all the extracurricular, and I think it works. I think it's been overblown in the media. I think when you see our team play and you see my kids develop, you're going to realize that me spending all of my time on football is exactly how it needs to be.
Okay. So,
how did I do?
You did great. You did great. Now, my question is, don't you think I think there are preconditions on the interview on Friday.
100%.
I don't think they're going to reference Jordan Hudson. I don't think they're going to reference the girlfriend or him being hypnotized or her stealing money from him or getting real estate dollars from him.
I think he is going to. I think there's going to be an understanding that he's allowed to ask Jordan about Jordan, but not to dwell on it.
See, I don't think they're even going to ask about Jordan.
Want to bet? Mythical money? How much? That the name Jordan Hudson comes out of Michael Strahan's mouth or Jordan.
Do I want to bet on that? Yeah, $5,000.
Done.
Yeah, done.
Write that down, Laura. Does Jordan? How about this for the terms of the bet?
Okay.
Is he asked in any way directly about Jordan Hudson?
Bingo. Done.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So if he says your girlfriend has garnered a lot of attention, how do you feel about that? That means I win.
Wait a minute. So he has to actually say Jordan Hudson?
No.
He can reference the girlfriend, right?
If you say that Jordan Hudson's completely off limits, cannot be asked
Correct,
about her,
yes.
right? If he asks about, he may not say her name the more I think of it, but if he says your girlfriend's been the focus of a lot of attention,
I win.
How do you feel about that? No, I would win. You don't think he's allowed to ask about the girlfriend,
Correct.
right?
I think the rule is
ask
a question about Chapter 1, Chapter 3, Chapter 7. I think that's the way that interview is designed to go.
I say he will ask about the girlfriend. You say she doesn't come up.
Nope, doesn't come up. I think
and
they've
by the way,
laid down the law.
You win if he brings it up without being asked.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
All right.
By the way, this is just so random, but do you think, in addition to being restated, Pete Rose was reinstated. They also reinstated Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yep. He should be in. If you look at his numbers, he was incredible. But the reason that I think, reading between the lines, the reason he put the dead guys back on the eligible list is they can't embarrass the game. They can't, Pete Rose, there was a decent chance if they put him in when he's alive.
Oh, he would have gotten in.
Yeah, and he would do something embarrassing. Now he can't. I think it's kind of chicken bleep that they waited until he died. But I'm glad they're going to let him in because he should be in, right?
Yeah. And again, I think it's obvious the way this should be handled. The same way they're doing guys like Clemens, the way they're doing guys like Bonds. Just
put him on the ballot and let the people decide.
Exactly. Let people decide. If he gets voted in, great. The majority of the writers liked her, or 75%. If he doesn't get in, you can tell that the gambling thing has stuck, and some writers won't vote for him, I'm sure, no matter what. But I think he will get in.
To your point, though, I think they're going to – I don't think he gets in very first time, do you? First time if he's on the ballot next year for the first time, does he get in?
Yes.
I say
I think he's in.
I see he gets close. And
the hits leader has got to go in on the first ballot.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, we're going to do some What's Up, Fool. In the meantime, I love driving my Elantra. I drove down to San Diego this weekend, and it drives so well. I have got, literally, it's a hybrid, 50 miles per gallon. That is real money that you can save. And I test drove all the Hyundais. They are beautiful cars. You got to check out the Sonata. In fact, Ramona Shelburne's brother got a Sonata from the Southern California Hyundai dealers. Spectacular car. Or you want to go Santa Fe, an SUV, or you want to go Ioniq 6 with an EV. Next level tech and safety features are included with every Hyundai car and SUV. They give you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. Advantages include their available class-exclusive digital key and available remote smart parking assist. And because they want the road ahead to be as worry-free as possible, every Hyundai also comes complete with America's best warranty, 10-year or 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It's time for you to take a test drive of your favorite Hyundai today. Do like I did. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealers today. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Is there any chance at all, that the Mavericks trade Cooper Flagg to the Lakers? Is that possible?
Okay, say that again?
Well, the way the Mavericks gave the Lakers Luka, is there any way that maybe they just want to give the Lakers Cooper Flagg also? That's not possible.
Cappy, I literally just explained to you that there are a representative from each team in this room when the lottery is being decided and these balls are being pulled out.
Yeah, I got all that.
But you're saying, could they draft him and then trade him?
Yeah, just have him. Here, hey, would you guys like Cooper Flagg? Hey, let me ask you a question. How'd you guys like Luka last year? We liked him a lot. He was great.
Hey,
how would you guys like Cooper Flagg?
The Mavs
would you like that? How about this? Bring. Hey, Rob. Hey, it's Nico. Hey, how about this? Would you like to have Cooper Flagg? We'll take Austin Reeves off your hand. How about that? Is that okay?
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy. Teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, and I quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them." End quote. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right, guys, I'll take this first one.
All right.
So we all love what we do here, but there is a critical teacher shortage, and a California UC is trying to do something about it. So UC Riverside has launched a new residency program that fully covers tuition, provides living stipends, and guarantees job placement for aspiring teachers. So if you think about young you, if you were giving this opportunity and you were giving all these benefits, full coverage of tuition, provides living stipends, guarantees job placement, would you have changed your major to a teacher? Mace, I'll start with you.
I wouldn't. I don't know that I am born with the patience to be a teacher. I'm always amazed, especially with the younger grades, how anybody keeps track of any kids whatsoever.
How do they not lose them?
Seriously, I would be so bad. I'm not good with kids. I would not be a good teacher.
Ireland, what about you?
You'd be a good teacher.
I would be interested in it, and I'm glad this story came up, Laura, because I think teachers in general are the most underappreciated workers in society.
Agreed.
They do an incredibly important job. My wife has helped raise a lot of money for education in Manhattan Beach, and the reason is a lot of you mentioned like elementary schools. You guys were talking about little kids. A lot of those teachers, a lot of my son's teachers in elementary school, they didn't have any money for school supplies. They were taking money out of their own pocket and going to Target and buying pencils and pens and paper because they got caught up in red tape. Teachers should be way more paid than they are now. And on the flip side of that, they should also be more qualified. Teachers' unions are a problem sometimes because while they try and advocate for teachers, which is good, they also won't let you get rid of the bad teachers, which they have to be willing to do. But I think we should definitely encourage more people to go into teaching. Incentive-based programs like the one you described are great. I think teachers should be paid way more, and it should be tougher to be a teacher because standards should be higher.
Okay.
I agree.
What's up, Foo?
Okay, so the NFL, schedule's kind of coming out. Little things are trickling out here and there. The official release comes out tomorrow. One of the things that came out today was the mileage, the teams, how far the teams are going to be traveling. And both these LA teams are going to be the most traveled. So the Chargers have the most distance traveled this upcoming season, followed by the Rams.
Wow.
In comparison, the Bengals are the least traveled team, but 25,000 miles less in total that they will be traveling.
So where the Chargers are playing in Mexico City?
Brazil.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
The Rams are playing in London.
Right.
By the way, Mace, if Kevin Demoff calls and says, I'll give you a choice, Mace. We're going to either bring you to mini camp on Maui or we'll take you to London for the Jags game. Which one do you
London.
take?
I went with
Wrong
with them.
answer.
I
Hawaii?
went with them to London already, and I had the best
especially
time.
you've already been. You got to go to Hawaii.
Oh, no, I had the best time. They stay at the Langham, which is a beautiful hotel in London, one that I would never actually probably even get into. It's so pricey. And Hawaii is just 3 days, and London is 5 days, so I would take London.
But to get back
London was a blast.
Brian, to get back to your question, we've talked about it in general before, but NFL has a problem. They have 6 out of the country games this year. Next year, they're going to move it to 8.
Yeah.
At least when they go to 8, that would mean half of the NFL, 16 teams, will have an international game. But that's a huge advantage. You watch, Brian. The Bengals are going to make the playoffs this year because they don't have to travel as much. And the Chargers and the Rams are going to struggle and each lose a game that they probably shouldn't lose because of that travel. I travel, obviously, more than anyone at the station. And it catches up to you. And 25,000 miles of less travel between the Chargers and the Bengals, that's a competitive disadvantage for the Chargers. I don't care what anybody says.
I believe the last time the Rams went to London, they went to the Super Bowl in 2018.
But I'm telling you, it's not fair to have 6. Well, in this
I
case,
agree. There's 7.
12 teams playing international games and 18 don't.
Well, there are
either make them all do it or don't do it at all.
There are now 7 international games.
All right, so 14 teams.
14 teams.
Unless one team has 2.
Right. One team does have 2. Is it the Chargers that have 2?
I don't think so. I thought it was the Jags. No.
Oh,
They
Jags.
usually play 2 in London.
They like
the Jags. The Jags, because they have a small market, want to become an international team, so they'll say yes to it. You could send the Jags to the moon and they would go.
Yeah, Jags are playing. This
Vikings.
is weird. Vikings are playing in Dublin and then playing in London in Week 5. They've got back-to-back games in
overseas
in the UK. Steelers versus Vikings in Dublin, followed by Vikings versus Browns in London. That's it. Now
they're just going to stay. They're going to stay over there, right?
Oh yeah, but that is going to be a super kneecap job. 2 weeks overseas. But I think once they get to every team in the league playing overseas, then it becomes equitable. Then it becomes fair.
Yep, agree with you.
What's up, Foo?
Okay, so Jaden Daniels' mom has, been called out for always being around her son. And she spoke about protecting her son from women that prey on millionaire athletes. And I want you guys to hear this.
First and foremost, I have a meme out there, and it's funny. So I can't laugh. I can only laugh about it. But the whole girls comment was made, first of all, 2 years when he was at LSU. And it was a question asked, like, what is your biggest fear? And that should be every parent's biggest fear. That should be, if you're a star athlete and you're a female in WNBA, that should be your biggest fear is, the men or, the women, because you're a public figure. And, your dollar amount is associated with your name. So you never know who really is there for you and who's really against you. And our thing is like, I want Jaden to date. I don't want everybody to say I'm putting it on record. My son can date. He can live freely, makes his own decisions. However, the relationship we have, he does value my opinion because, when my kids were little, I did a lot for them.
I love her. I think she's genuinely just protecting her son, but I like how she was like, my son's allowed to date, however. And right. I love that she makes her stands. But
first and foremost, I have a meme out there, and it's
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But my question to you guys is, at what point as a parent do you just allow your child to grow and make their own mistakes? Because no matter how much she hovers, he's still a grown man.
Right. You
know what I mean? Even though
at what age are you a grown man? Is that what you're asking?
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm saying, as a parent, at what age are you just allowed to be like, all right, man, I taught you well, fly off? Because she can't be around him 24/7.
Right. Well, to her point, there certainly are women
and men
who are looking to connect with a professional athlete
because
they've got money.
I mean, look at Bill Belichick, poor guy.
Look at Bill Belichick. This is, by the way, a lot of anybody with money. You don't know if somebody's with you because they love you or because they love what's in your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that from a perspective. Now, I think when you're 18, you're 18. I mean, my parents had no interference with me. I left for college. I made every decision from that point forward. My parents made no decisions for me.
Mm-hmm.
John, you were the same, weren't you?
Yeah, but a moment of honesty here. This is the thing that keeps Michael Thompson up at night more than anything else, is that one of his boys will get with the wrong girl, and then all of a sudden it's an 18-year lottery ticket for the girl. And, I mean, it drives him crazy, literally. I mean, he's
very vocal, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Trace is married and has 2 kids, and he worries about Clay and Mikey all the time. And this woman, Jaden Daniels' mom, her name is Regina Jackson.
Correct.
I don't understand why she's being criticized.
Why is she being criticized, or is it just kind of weird that she went on a date with her kid?
There's 2 things. So there's we praise her because she's being protective of her son, and then there's that's kind of creepy. He's grown.
But
let
just
him
weird.
It's
It's
weird.
just weird.
Yeah.
She's probably overdoing
I applaud her
it.
efforts to help Jaden find the right girl.
How many dates did your mom go on with you, John?
Well, here's
After.
Mace, you were probably the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't let my parents meet very many people because I didn't want the 100 questions about what's going on, blah blah blah.
John, you didn't let your parents meet every breezy, just the right
No,
ones. Yeah, exactly.
Chris, I would say there were only 3 breezes that they ever met. Once I got out of UCLA.
Interesting.
And that Michael says that's an issue with his boys. Like they won't tell them the truth about whether or not they're dating or who they're with because they don't want the 20 questions. But I think the more involved she is with Jaden, the better it is for Jaden. I have 0 issue with his mom on this.
Going
Regina
on
Jackson.
dates with him?
Heck yeah, hop in the back seat,
Yeah,
Regina.
no.
Let's go.
That's where it ends.
Yeah.
It ends
Boundaries,
right there.
people, boundaries.
I love that she cares so much. I love
same.
that she's protective. I love that she's recognizing that there are I don't know, predators. I'll use it in air quotes. People after his money. I get all that.
I agree.
But when it's time to date, Mom stays home.
Yeah, what if you want to get your freak on, man? Your mama's back there.
Right.
It's weird.
Mom, head to the guest room. I got to get busy.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
What's up, fool?
I'm down.
Sure,
All right, guys. I saw in the Travis and DeMarco, you guys were talking a lot about the streaming services and all that.
Yes.
Apple Plus TV.
There was a whole big streaming service.
Emily's very passionate about that.
Yeah,
So,
serious.
it led me to the story I saw that came out today that with the NFL schedule release kind of deal, the different, platforms that they're going to be on. So 10 different networks or streaming devices are going to be, the NFL is going to be scattered around. 10 different. So let me see if you can watch every game this year if you have all these. You're going to need Fox, CBS, NBC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, YouTube, Peacock, Netflix, Prime Video, and the NFL Network.
10 for 10.
I'm 10 for 10
you're
also.
golden. There we go.
But how much does all that cost?
Oh,
like
that's a
what
great
for
question.
the average?
No, I actually did the math.
Oh, did you? Good.
It's over $1,500 if you're a cord cutter for the year.
But that
if you want to watch every NFL game, it's $1,500, assuming that you sign up at the start of the season and keep your subscription until the end.
But what if you're not? Even if you're not a cord cutter, you still got to get Prime.
Well, but like
you got to get
Peacock.
Netflix. You got to get Peacock.
Right. But Peacock, you would be able to unlock it for the game with your cable subscription for the game.
Got it.
But the YouTube game, that YouTube game specifically, is not part of Sunday Ticket. It's just on YouTube,
It's
right?
just on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the most streamed game in history.
They're offering that game for free.
Right, so that's not part of Sunday Ticket.
That's Chargers KC.
I think
isn't
so,
it?
yeah.
Although I got Sunday Ticket last year from YouTube. Did you, John? So I don't know if I'm going to do it again. I don't know if I'm going to do it
didn't
again.
sign up for YouTube last year, but I saw every game. So I don't know how
I never get Sunday Ticket because I have a ticket for Sundays. And I don't get to watch the
Your
rest of it.
ticket's much more expensive than Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, sure.
Better food, too, maybe. you
Great,
know.
great food
Great
where I'm
food
sitting.
in your
Great food in my
yeah.
section. Yeah, the shrimp is delicious.
What's up, Foo?
You know, you shouldn't say that. Trudell's not
Wait
here.
a minute, I don't have a. What do you mean? I'm not talking about. What are you doing?
I made a
You're
short
trying
joke.
to pick something with Trudell.
I made a short joke. about
Trudell is taller than you. He can post
No,
you
he's
up.
not.
Oh, I guess you're right.
What's
we
up,
nudged.
Foo?
First of all, Trudell and I are close. We nudged each other.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We did. You want to see the video?
No
I
need.
thought I posted it.
No need.
Okay.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys.
All right.
Can we proceed?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
go
can
ahead.
proceed. That's
Just-
what the What's Up Fool part of it
I'm
means.
just saying. You guys are over there.
I know. It's a
Getting-
little chippy today.
It is a little chippy.
So
okay.
you like?
I like
Anyways,
that.
so as we know, there was a report that Freddie Freeman requires 90 minutes of treatment just to get on the field, even though he is injured and obviously dealing with all of his ankle injury. He's posting MVP-like numbers, which is impressive. But for how much longer can he keep this up? Like, how is this going to affect the postseason for us? Like, how do you see it affecting it?
Well, an hour and a half of treatment. John, you would know. An hour and a half of treatment for a baseball player is a lot.
Yeah, but there's a lot of players that go through treatment before every game and after. So, I mean, it's his job. I think Freddie Freeman looks good. I understand he's playing through some injuries, but I think he's going to have a great year.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend he was 8 for 16 against Arizona. Homer, 4 RBIs, went 4 for 4 on Sunday. Whatever is going on with his ankle, it's not
I'm just talking
hurting
longevity.
him. Yeah, longevity.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll need a spell on the injured list at some point later in the season to get better, to heal up a little bit. But for right now, I mean, it's
Juice him up.
yeah. No, I didn't say juice him up.
No,
You
I
said
said
that.
it. I
Yeah.
said that.
I did
I
not
just
say
meant
juice
I
him
meant
up.
not like steroids, but you know what I mean.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
that. Not that.
Take the needle.
Yeah.
He's obviously getting through it, and he's unbelievably successful. And as you said, is an MVP candidate this year, given his numbers. So I'm not too worried about the ankle, although I feel for him that he has to go through 90 minutes of treatment every day.
I get an hour of PT, man, and I'm dying.
There you go. All right, there you have it. There is your What's Up Fool for today. So the news is in. Jason Tatum had surgery on his Achilles today.
I just hate that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And he's such, but
He was having an unbelievable game.
And he idolizes Kobe.
Yep.
And he really is like Kobe in every way. I mean, he was incredible shot making last night. I was texting with Ben, who was at the game.
Was he there?
One of his friends gave him a seat in the front row.
Oh,
and so he was just going
cool.
crazy. But they all knew as soon as it happened what had happened.
Yeah.
Like,
it seems like the announcers definitely sensed. Well, I mean, I guess we're all at the point where you see an injury and you're like, oh, yeah, I know what that is. And that was one that you know what it is. It's the worst one. Isn't that the worst one?
Yeah, and that just cripples the Celtics. That means he's not only out for the rest of this year, but probably all of next year, too.
Knicks are going to be the champions. Knicks are going to win it all.
I agree.
Did you see last night, Chris, 7th Avenue? The fans basically closed it.
It looks so cool.
It's amazing how these good things keep happening for the NBA. It's just odd how it's
oh,
all
yeah, there you
falling
go.
in favor.
You think the Knicks are now a conspiracy
You
to
never
go
know.
to the finals?
You never know.
I do think the Knicks are going to go to the finals. I think they beat Indiana. What do you think, John?
Indiana's pretty good.
Jalen Brunson is one of my favorite players in the league. He was just tremendous last night.
And Knicks would have home court in that series, right? Yeah,
Yep.
I'd probably pick the Knicks.
Yeah. Can you imagine the Knicks in the finals?
Knicks Timberwolves finals?
Knicks. You're reading my mind. That's what I've got. Knicks Timberwolves.
Right, but can you imagine if the Knicks don't get in?
Oh.
Then it's two small market teams in the finals.
Oh, that's
Can you imagine if it was OKC, Indiana?
OKC, Indiana. That'll light up the ratings.
That might be the lowest rated finals of all
That's
time.
not going to happen. Trust me, the NBA will make sure of that. Are we playing the Tony Bennett New York, New York?
It's just labeled New York, New York.
Is it? Wait a minute. Turn it up a
This
little.
is Tony
this
Bennett.
really Tony Bennett? Yeah, that's Tony Bennett. What are we doing here?
Well, it's okay. I like
No,
Tony
you know what?
Bennett.
It's off the duets album. It's both of them.
Oh, okay. Got it. Excellent.
Frank does one verse, then Bennett does a verse.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, there are two of them, Chris.
Listen,
There are two Frank Sinatra duets albums. They're all great.
Listen,
He
I'll
does
do both.
duets with people you would not even expect. He does one with Ella Fitzgerald, Aretha Franklin, and he does one with Jimmy Buffett. He does one. I mean, it's great. He does one with Chrissy Hine from The Pretenders.
Oh, I love Chrissy Hine. Yeah. She's great.
He does "Luck Be a Lady" from Guys and Dolls with Chrissy Hine.
Oh, I
it's
like
really
that.
good.
Beautiful.
So if you like Sinatra, there's two duets albums. They're both great. They're
I'm
in the
Italian.
90s.
Of course I love Sinatra.
They're 30 years old at this point, but you would like them, Chris. They're good.
All right. Coming up next for you. The thing that almost made Lincoln right. The thing that almost made Urban Meyer walk away from Ohio State and the free agent that the Dodgers may be looking at for next year. That's coming up next for you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I would love to have seen you as an umpire, though. I'm a good umpire. I would love to see you as an umpire.
I'm a good umpire. We're going to swing the bat.
You guys should be a crew.
I wouldn't hate that.
See,
you talk about calling games. Umpiring might actually be more fun.
You guys need to be a
on
crew.
On one condition, and I'm not doing the plate. As long as they would let me call it without going full squat, I would be fine. Like, listen, if I can stand back here, I'll do it.
Wait, pause. What would you be? What did it sound like for you?
So, okay.
This is
I
good.
would throw it up and punch it back. That's what I would do. Sort of a toss. Bah! You know what I'm saying?
He's
That's
9, bro. You just struck out a 9-year-old.
You're right. Here's what it is. The first one, it's a strike. Yeah, first strike. The second one is 2.
Yeah.
Right? And then the third one is just strike 3.
Okay.
Because
you feel bad.
Bang
Right,
a 7-year-old. The reason.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Oh, yeah. I can feel it. The great Robbie Dupree. Let's give it. Pot it up, baby. Oh. Now, of course, Robbie Dupree, one of the Yacht Rock, he doesn't get a lot of credit.
No.
But he's up there.
Because this is his only song.
No,
right?
it's not.
No.
This is
Why
actually
don't we Steal Away?
Steal Away is his major hit.
I actually got one right.
Yeah, Steal Away is his major hit, which is my song with Stephanie. That's like our song.
Oh, is it? That's nice.
But this is one of the other songs he did, and this is a jam.
Yeah.
I feel like taking my clothes off and just dancing.
Well, it's not necessary.
Oh, do it.
You can go to Studio B.
No. We want it all on camera.
So
it doesn't count unless it's on camera.
Your song with Stephanie is
Steal Away.
Steal Away.
By
That's
Robbie
very
Dupree.
nice.
But this is another one, and this is a jam. This one's called Brooklyn Girls, right?
Hot Rod Hearts.
Still Hot Rod Hearts. Brooklyn Girls is
Yeah.
another one. But
Yeah.
this is Hot Rod Hearts.
Now, John, do you and Lisa have a song?
At our wedding, we played "You Make Me Feel So Young," Sinatra.
Oh, there you go.
That's classy.
But no, we really don't have a song.
Oh, yeah, pot it up there, Brian. Pot
what's
it up.
your song with Allison?
Our wedding song was "Radio," Lana Del Rey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alternative kind of.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I
Come on
like
now.
Lana Del Rey. And what about you and the Boo, Lar?
No, we're just boyfriend and girlfriend.
You don't have a song?
We don't have a song.
Oh.
I don't think we do. Mm.
Yeah.
At their wedding, I'm going to do the Pony live.
Whose wedding?
Your wedding.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up on stage and do the Pony. Just like at Carlo's wedding, I did the Pony.
Yes,
I
that's
miss
what I heard.
Carlo's
Yeah, I
wedding.
missed Carlo's wedding.
Yeah.
I did the Pony at Carlo's wedding.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure it's.
It's
very
framed in my
special-
office. There's a
special
picture of
moment,
it.
A special moment.
There was
for
a lot of
everyone there.
booze in that wedding.
I was very drunk. I was.
Those days are over.
What
Those
are
days
weddings
are over.
for? Come on.
Exactly right. 2:04 on a live imaging Tuesday on Mason and Ireland. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? The Mavs cheated.
Yes, they
Yes, they
did.
did.
And the
No,
NBA
I don't
has a
think,
conspiracy.
I don't think the Mavs cheated. I just think it was all rigged.
Me
The
too.
It was
NBA cheated?
all rigged. The NBA set the whole thing up. And, John, you can't even get the reporter on here who was supposedly,
So,
I'm
all right,
using
so
air
here's what
quotes,
happened.
supposedly in the room.
Here's what happened. You guys tell me what my next move is, okay?
Got it.
So I only pay to, a lot of people are going Substack.
Oh, right.
These
Substack,
days.
sure. I don't pay for a lot of them.
Yeah. So the only one I pay for, Substack-wise, is Mark Stein.
Right. I get
Who
that.
I really like Mark. 2 days a week, Mark has Jake Fisher fill in for him. So when I read Mark's column today, I thought it was Mark, but it was actually Jake Fisher who was in the room. And so I texted Mark. I said, hey, you want to come on? He goes, it wasn't me. It was Jake. I said, are you comfortable giving me Jake's number? He goes, let me make the pitch for you. And he wrote back to me, Jake says he's in Chicago and he's swamped. Sorry. I think we put him on the list now with Jeff Passan, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
We only ask once on Mason and Ireland.
Only once.
If you blow us off, you're done.
Oh, I didn't get that memo.
Oh,
I'd be
didn't you
asking.
get that? That memo's for real.
Yeah.
Jeff Passan blew us off one day, and we're like, all right, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Oh.
out. Dan Orlovsky. That's it.
I
Yep,
remember
Dan
that
Orlovsky's
day
done.
Yep, done.
when Passan had somebody else on the line and hung up on you guys.
He
Yeah.
did.
He had a bigger name on the other
I was
line.
looking for that sound. I cannot find it, but he literally said, guys, I got to go, and hung up the phone.
And he's a perfectly nice guy, but we
I
only
like
ask
Jeff.
once around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember the time, who was the guy who did Lakers film room? He was actually in the building, and we said, hey, can you pop on with us 5 minutes? He goes, nah, don't really want to. Banned.
I think Sliwa does Lakers film room now,
I
right?
probably does. Yeah, I've watched his show. I've not been invited onto his show. Sliwa has his own show now.
You know, Sedano did Clinton and Friends yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. All right, so, John, the Dodgers are allegedly, according to Bob Nightingale. Hey, John. Hey, Brian. Hello. Bob Nightingale is reporting that the Dodgers will pursue free agent outfielder Kyle Tucker during
Now,
this winter.
Tucker was not on the Astros when they cheated.
Not
right?
when they cheated. He was not there in
He
2017.
came later.
Yeah, he was not there in 2017.
I like Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker is real, real good.
But why wouldn't the Cubs re-sign him?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll take a shot, but here's the deal, John. I think he is in the range of 10 years, $300 million.
Yeah, no problem for us.
No problem for us, but maybe a problem for the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
And if you were to get a guy like that, follow me here. If you were to get a guy like that, Kyle Tucker, legit, everyday.
Where would you play him? Where does he play now, left, center, or right?
Here's how I would do it. He's in left. I would put Kyle in left. I would put Teo in right. Andy Pages, I need to learn how to play center field better. Because Andy Pages would be the center field in the scenario.
And that's not a position where you want to be weak
No,
defensively.
not at all. But then your infield is Mookie, Hae-Sung Kim at second, Tommy Edman at third, and Freddie Freeman at first.
Love it.
That way you get Tucker in, you get Hae-Sung Kim in, you move Edman to third because Muncy has got a team option next year. I can't imagine the Dodgers are going to pick that up. And Edman plays third base, so you slide him over, and there you go. We're set to go. Let's roll. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
All right, so Urban Meyer was doing a speech at some religious conference thing. Did you see this?
I did not.
Okay. So Urban Meyer tells a story about the day he almost left Ohio State.
And then every Sunday, right before our team meeting, we're going to have church service because you take the whole week, players don't have time to go run a church. So I want to bring church to them. And so the school attorney comes over to me and said, Coach, you can't do that. And I said, I can't do what? She said, the person says you can't have the Bible study and you can't have the church service. And I said, well, we're going to do it. I said, well, you can't, it's separation of church and state, you can't do that. And I said, I'm really busy. We're doing it. She got our athletic director, Gene, comes over, and I haven't told this story many times, but he comes over and he can tell, he's like, okay. And I said, Gene, we're doing this, and if not, you gotta let me go, because I can't do this. Wow. He's like, we're good. And he said, let's go talk. So the compromise, we had to call it reflection, right?
Yes, sir.
Said,
stop telling the secrets, man.
But I don't know, in this day and age, you're 18 to 21 years old. We take every second of their time. How do you not do that? That's more the question. Instead of saying, how do you do it? How do you not do it?
So, John, what do you make of that?
I understand the concept of the separation of church and state.
Yes.
But here's what I don't get.
Okay.
The church service that he set up for the players was optional, correct?
I do not know the answer to that, John.
I'm pretty sure it was.
If it's not optional, it's not okay.
Correct. For example, every NBA game I go to, there's a chapel.
Yes.
I'm welcome to go to it. Trainers are welcome to go to it. Players are welcome to go to it. Anybody that works for the team.
Yep.
And by the way, it's our team sometimes does chapel with the other team. So if the Lakers are playing the Suns and they only have time for one chapel, sometimes they'll do one for the Suns, one for the Lakers. But if they only have time for one chapel, they'll do it. Matter of fact, I'm friends with the guy who does this for the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
It's a guy named Brandon Cash.
Yeah.
Great guy. We could have him on if you wanted to talk about this. What Brandon's attitude is, look, I'm there to provide a service for those who are interested.
Right.
Why would I want to require somebody, or why would a team want to require somebody to go to church services? People are not of all the same beliefs. They're not the same religions.
Yeah, by the way, the other thing about this is I think the key is it's optional.
Right.
But my problem is if Urban Meyer announces I'm having church, and let's say you opt out, does Urban Meyer in some way hold that against you?
If he does, that's where you get into separation of church and state.
I mean, is he like, I didn't go to church. I like the other kid better. He came to my service.
So when I was a kid, I went to camp, and all my friends were Catholic. I wasn't. I was Episcopalian. And my parents wanted me to go to camp with all my friends. So I went, and every day, as part of the camp, there was a mass. And my parents explained to the camp counselors, he's not Catholic. And so they came to me, they go, if you want to go to mass, great, you're welcome. If you don't want to go do your own thing for an hour and come back. As long as it's set up like that. I ended up going just because I wanted to be with my friends. But if you set it up like that, as it's an option to you, but it's not required, then I have zero issue with it. And I applaud Urban Meyer for trying to get these guys who wanted a service and bring it to them. I think it's a good idea, but just don't require everybody to go.
So, little known fact, when I was working in minor league baseball, I fell in with a group that was on the team called the God Squad.
Okay.
And it was guys like, Ray Smith and Dave Engel and Dave Coleman, all these guys.
Wasn't Gary Gaetti part of that gang?
Gary Gaetti actually went AA to the majors. He skipped Toledo. But I was going to service. I did the whole, I became born again. I committed my life to Christ, and I was witnessing to people I took it very, very seriously. Now, I eventually grew into a different kind of spirituality, but I guess the point is that every team has got some kind of God Squad going on. That's what and Bible studies and all that stuff. And so I understand, but in professional sports, it's completely optional. As long as it's optional at the collegiate level, then I'm okay with it.
and not to go all uber religious on anybody, but normally in your life, I've found that when you're in crisis, when you're facing a problem, running towards God is always a good thing. At least that's been my personal experience. So if those players don't have time to go to church, and Urban Meyer wants to offer them a service or offer them a pastor that they can talk to, that's a good thing. And if you don't want to use it, don't use it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to criticize him for that.
No, I'm not.
No way.
I'm not either. Good for them. And by the way, reflection, that's okay. I always say, they say school prayer. School prayer is bad. If you take a minute to reflect, I don't think it's necessary.
That's a good compromise because Urban Meyer got everything he wanted, and all he had to do was change the
Exactly.
name.
I pray every day for you guys to get a new contract.
Me too. I pray every day.
Aw, you guys will have your new contract.
John, are you praying every day?
I pray for some things, yeah.
Yeah. Praying for a new contract?
No.
John,
God has bigger things to worry about than getting me a new contract.
Yeah, they got to name your boat.
No, that's not on the list either. I would put curing autism above both the boat.
Yeah, I think that
and
probably
us getting a
ranks
new contract.
much higher. Yes, much higher. If we were to use those superpowers.
Focus on that.
Yeah,
will you?
Yeah. I'm looking at that more than new contract. Although new contract,
it's good. Not unimportant.
Yeah.
Focus.
All right,
yeah, thank you, Pepe.
All right, coming up next, Knicks beat the Celtics last night. They have lost Jason Tatum. He had surgery on his Achilles a little bit earlier today. That means the Knicks likely to advance tonight. Cleveland, are they done? Indiana is up 3-1, but the Cavaliers are 8-point favorites. And OKC and Denver both play tonight. They're 2-2. Thunder, by the way, 10-point favorites in that game. We'll get into some NBA coming up next. Mason in Ireland, John's in Idaho, 710 ESPN.
If you are hiring, you got to use ZipRecruiter. Right now, you can use it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter is an algorithm. The guy who created it, Ian Siegel, puts it this way. They don't leave anything to chance. They match your job to people that have that skill set, and you can personally invite them to apply with one click. Just go to that website and use it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. It helps you find qualified candidates quickly. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So what are you waiting for? Go to that website, ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The Who is coming to the Hollywood Bowl on September 17th for The Song Is Over, their North American farewell tour. And ESPN LA wants to send you to one of their final shows in Los Angeles. Listen for Ticket Thursday this Thursday as we give away pairs of tickets
to see these rock legends live on stage for what promises to be a historic night.
Listen all day Thursday for your cue to call and win. The Who, The Song Is Over tour. September 17th at the Hollywood Bowl. Presented by Live Nation.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, it's Cap. Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wednesday at 5 p.m., the NFL schedule is released, and we'll be all over it on Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN. As we find out how the Rams' 2025 fall looks, we'll also be on top of the marquee matchups ahead of the NFL season.
Don't miss the NFL schedule release.
Wednesday on 710 ESPN.
On the all-new ESPN LA app.
And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's right. The NFL schedule tomorrow at 5 p.m. We might even play some Kenny Loggins during our NFL schedule release show.
This is it.
And then all day Thursday we'll be talking about it as we find out exactly all the games Mace will be at SoFi Stadium this season. Plus those marquee matchups. NFL schedule release tomorrow at 5.
That's exciting.
It is.
They'll start leaking out tomorrow, too.
Oh, it's already leaking.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff
already
that's
leaking
leaking out. John, did you see, we talked about this, how Hollywood is not what it used to be. People aren't shooting California production the way they used to shoot. You sent an article about that a while ago, right?
Yeah, wait, say that again.
You know how we've talked about the fact that not enough people are making movies in California. They're going to places.
It's all being sent to Canada and a lot of them in Georgia, and it's the tax laws are too strict.
So I don't know if you saw this, but Stan Kroenke is developing now a multi-billion-dollar studio complex, and it is going to be next to SoFi. It's going to be the International Broadcast Center when the Olympics come, and afterwards there are going to be 5 gigantic sound stages to make movies, including a single 36,000-square-foot stage. Now, Stan Kroenke, you look at what he's doing in Woodland Hills.
Yes.
Now he's doing that. I mean, the guy is just a friggin' genius.
Right, but here's the problem. You can build all that stuff, and Stan will. He always says what he's does.
Oh yeah,
the
International Broadcast Center. You need
but
one.
unless Gavin Newsom and the other politicians offer similar tax incentives to movie makers and TV show makers, they're just going to keep going to Canada and keep going to Georgia. The problem is not that we don't have enough sound stages. The problem is that the rules are too strict.
Right.
If you talk to anybody in the industry, they'll tell you they save. I got a buddy of mine, a guy who did a game show for the past 3 years. It just wrapped up.
Right.
And after the first year, they moved it to Georgia.
Right.
Because they could save so much money.
Yeah, well, Georgia is given a huge tax break.
Right, and California's got to follow suit.
And California is working on a gigantic one right now, which I think would change things. They're talking about a film credit, like 25% qualified product, all that. But I think that it's cool that Stan Kroenke's building a movie studio right there.
Right,
so
it's not going to get any use if Gavin Newsom doesn't get his people to give similar incentives. That's
Don't look at me, Mace. I agree with him. So as Sedano says, 2 things can be true at once.
Yeah, 2 things can be true at once.
Which is we got to change some of the tax
right,
stuff.
and they're changing it.
Damn it.
They're doubling the
John
film tax
Ireland
credit
for governor,
California.
even though he's in Idaho.
Yeah, maybe I'll run for governor here. Nobody knows me.
That's that's good.
Yeah,
that's what they're looking for.
I'm not, California is a pretty liberal state, Chris.
What would be your
As
slogan?
you know, I have a conservative background.
Yeah, what would be your slogan?
Yeah, I want to know.
Fewer rules, more money for you.
I like it. I like
good.
it, actually.
I like that.
I like it.
That's a good position. All right, so Laura sent me something that I find really, really interesting.
Uh-oh.
So, Laura, you sent a tweet a little while ago, and it is from Austin Rivers.
Oh, yes.
Austin Rivers or Austin Reeves?
Austin Rivers.
Okay.
Okay. And he says this: I'm done with the quote-unquote anonymous source when discussing an athlete's character. Either speak with your chest saying what you feel of or name your source, and Russ is a great teammate. Now, there was an incident apparently after this last Denver game where Russ was overheard in a loud debate with Aaron Gordon, and it was talked about afterwards. And the word immature was used. Austin Rivers is referring to that. An anonymous source says somebody in the locker room said...
Did they accuse Russ of being immature or
Yes,
Gordon of being immature?
Russ of being immature. And he's saying, enough with the anonymous sources. If you're going to say something, put your name on it. Does he have a point?
Well, I've always felt it in sports, which is the world we live in. Anonymous sources are kind of chicken. Like, why wouldn't you put your name on it? If it's life or death, like whistleblowers are a real thing.
Yeah, right. In real situations,
if you're an investigative reporter, if you're Woodward and Bernstein, you need anonymous sources or you're never going to get anything. But in sports, I mean, we're talking about games.
Right. Here's where I think the distinction is, and he mentions this specifically. Character issues. I don't think discussions of character issues should be unnamed sources. Now, I understand, like earlier today, we did a story where NBA scouts talked about Cooper Flagg. Nobody said awful things about his personality or his character or any of that stuff. But I do think anonymous sources are okay in that perspective. I just don't think it's okay for somebody to anonymously say that guy's a jerk, that guy's immature, that guy's got to go, all that stuff. If you think that, you put your name on it.
Yeah, like Pablo Torre, when we played that clip earlier, was talking about how he had sources tell him that Jordan Hudson is like the worst. But he didn't quote anybody. He didn't name the sources. So,
do you think he should have?
I personally...
Because that story is not... I don't think he's named any sources in that story.
I personally wouldn't use anonymous sources for something like that. But it's the way that world works. Reporters, particularly print reporters, like if we got Ramona on to talk about this, she would tell you if she couldn't use anonymous sources, half of her stories would be half the length that they are, which you would like because you think her stories are too long.
Her stories are very long. I would like to read the abridged version. Yeah. Here is the story. Actually started with Ramona that Russell Westbrook is immature. Minutes after the Nuggets lost Game 2 of their first-round series against the Clippers, Adelman, their new coach, had a problem. While he'd been at the post-game lectern, there'd been a heated debate between Russ and Aaron Gordon, and apparently the takeaway was that Russ is immature.
Well, I think Russ would admit that there are times he's immature. As you guys know, I'm like president of the Russell Westbrook fan club, but there's a reason he's been on 7 teams in 7 years. By the way. Yeah, I think I might be the only one left. Russ Island.
This playoff run has gone pretty good for Russ, though.
Right, But he actually earlier in this playoffs said it. He goes, with me, you're going to get it all. You're going to get the turnovers. You're going to get the technical fouls. You're going to get the steals. You're going to get the threes. You're going to get the air balls. I'm going to take you on a wild ride. And the reason I've always respected Russ is he just plays harder than everybody else. What I always say about him, Mace.
He plays 100 miles an hour with his hair on fire?
Correct.
All right, that's
what he always does.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get an e-ticket ride when when Russ is on your team.
And when you see him standing, like when somebody else is shooting a free throw and he's just standing there waiting, you know something is going on in his head. Like there might be another voice. I think I've always thought that about Russ. There's somebody talking to him at all times.
Really?
And that's okay. If
this
you have voices in your head.
Interesting theory. You think Russell Westbrook has voices in his head?
There's got to be, because there looks like there's a lot going on in that head.
Well, Chris, you know what? I bet you that voice. I don't disagree with you, by the way. I think he is kind of constantly always on tilt.
Yes.
But I think that voice in his head is what it is saying all the time is go, go, go.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes. Go. And
that's how he plays, which sometimes is a really good thing and sometimes is a really bad thing.
Right. Like there was a game last week where Russ took 11 threes.
Right.
He's become a better three-point shooter. But if Russ is taking 11 threes, the other team would deliver him in a Ferrari to get him to the three-point line.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, but that's always. I think that's the main reason why he's been on so many teams is people can't manage him.
Right.
because his whole life people, he barely got into UCLA.
Right.
The only reason he got a scholarship was that Jordan Farmar turned pro early. And then he gets to UCLA and turns himself into the fourth
really
pick
does
in the
it
draft.
with that one game in the tournament on defense and winds up being a top draft pick.
Right. So I've always liked having Russ on my team, but most people don't.
Yeah.
And that's why he keeps getting, where was he last year on the Clippers? Year before that, he was on the Lakers. Year before that, he was on the Wizards. Year
That's
before
not an
that, he was on
accident.
the Rockets.
Yep. Everybody got the e-ticket ride and decided, I'm not going to ride that thing again.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think calling Russ.
Let's cut that up.
Yeah.
I think calling Russ immature. My professional response to that is, duh.
Yes.
I mean, of course he's immature. He's going to run to a wall every time, even if it doesn't call for it.
All right. Coming up next for you, will college athletes soon be able to wager like the rest of us? That is coming up next for you. In the meantime, this is an ad for BetterHelp. So, I've been involved in mental health awareness issues for a really long time. I try to be candid about what I've done in my life and what I've dealt with, anxiety and depression, and it's hard. It's hard. And right now, Mental Health Awareness Month is a great opportunity for you to talk to somebody. BetterHelp surveyed 16,000 people across 23 countries in a State of Stigma report. And get this, 75% of people think it's smart to seek support, but only 27% of Americans are in therapy. Here is an opportunity. BetterHelp has over 35,000 therapists. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served over 5 million people globally. If you're having trouble, talk to somebody. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, or if you want a therapist, listen. BetterHelp is where you need to be. We are all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Tomorrow night, it's a clash of Western Conference giants. LAFC takes on Seattle Sounders at BMO Stadium in a rivalry that's grown fierce, fast, and full of drama.
It has really been a nice rivalry developing. I hate to say that. Not so nice sometimes on the pitch.
Two of the biggest clubs in the West. One electric night in downtown LA. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. LAFC, Seattle, tomorrow night.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you for just a minute about PrizePicks, my absolute favorite app. Download the PrizePicks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. You've heard that before, but let's talk about this. Now that the basketball season is over and we're into the postseason, do you want to go VIP style to the championship? Would you like to do that? I'm sure you would. Basketball's championship series is not that far away. Every lineup you make on PrizePicks will enter you in the Takes-Two ticket sweepstakes. It's on right now on the PrizePicks app. And this could get you and a +1. So you and your guest are going VIP style to the ship, okay? The ship, as in the championship. Download the PrizePicks app. Use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. PrizePicks, run your game.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
The great Richie Valens, 2:33 on a live imaging Tuesday, of course, from Pacoima. I was there when they opened up Richie Valens Park. I was a youth.
my mom's favorite musical artist when she was growing up.
Was the great Richie Valens.
Richie Valens, yeah.
Happy birthday today, right? To Richie Valens.
One of his big hits, my mom's name is Donna. One of his big hits
course.
was "Oh Donna."
Donna,
oh,
La Bamba,
Donna.
of course.
Yeah, La Bamba was great. Actually, the guy who made La Bamba, Stuart Benjamin, you probably met at my party.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, great guy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Did he get posted as the one of the photos? Because I didn't.
Actually,
You have not been posted?
I've not been posted.
From that party?
No.
I was not doing a whole bunch of pictures.
Oh,
He wasn't.
you were sure to post it with the really pretty people in O'Shea.
I'm not pretty, and I got one.
I don't know
so.
if there's even a picture that exists.
Yeah, but
of
the
you and
boo
me
was
at
in
the
that
party.
photo, too.
It's
And
true.
all the-
Yeah,
I mean,
the
the
boo did make it.
And you are pretty, Laura, but the boo is very pretty,
What's
too.
weird is the boo made the picture and you did not, right?
So on the picture that you tagged him,
With
I
O'Shea.
did not tag you.
you have still not tagged me. You still don't follow me.
I think I follow you.
No, you don't.
At Unique Lady?
Unique. No lady.
No
No lady.
Unique Lady.
I thought it was
No.
Unique Lady.
Just found it funny. You went and found my boyfriend to tag him.
Okay, well, I will go back. Does it matter? to
He
you
smells
if I go back
delicious,
and
as
tag you
Cappy.
now?
Oh, it does smell delicious.
That's what Cappy says.
Hey, I was thinking about something. Mace, did you see that Caitlin Clark called into the Pacers
Yeah,
post-game
this
show?
is so cool.
All right, do we have that,
Yeah,
Brian?
I got it.
All right, so this was after the Pacers won the other night. They do like what we do. They do like what Beto does, post-game Pacers talk. And Caitlin Clark is so smart. She's been going to all the games. She plays for the Fever, the WNBA team. And so here's part of that call.
We've never taken a caller from downtown. It's a big fan of yours, new to the city, been here about a year. I believe the person calling in is from, I think, Iowa, But I think we have Caitlin from downtown. Caitlin, do you have some thoughts for Mr. Simon and about the game in general tonight?
What a win. I mean, first half was probably the best offensive half I've ever seen in all of basketball. It was fun. Great half.
Now, I got to ask you.
Great game, great win all around.
Well, I understand you've played some basketball and you continue to still play some basketball. Has your teams ever scored 80 points in a half?
Never scored 80 and a half. We'd be lucky to hit 60. So 80 and a half. 80 in a game is pretty good for the most part, but 80 and a half, I was on my feet for that entire second quarter. It was pretty fun.
All right, so I was thinking about this. And the reason that they were making reference to that guy, Simon, is one of the minority owners was in studio with him.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing, Mace. If anybody famous could call into the show and we could pick the famous person, who would you pick?
The Pope.
The new Pope.
I'd
Pope
love
Leo?
to talk to the new Pope. I'd love to talk some White Sox baseball with the new Pope.
Why don't we get your not stepdad Leo to call and just bless everyone?
Because he's a San Francisco Giants fan, he's a San Francisco 49ers fan, and he's a Notre Dame fan.
All right, Laura, anybody in the world can call the show. Who would you want to call?
I would love for The Rock to call.
Oh, The Rock,
But Flea has called the post-game show.
I've
so
heard a
he's
couple of
huge.
those. Yeah, and he'll call without being set up. He'll just call blind. Brian, how about you? Anybody in the world calls Mason in Ireland, who do you want it to be?
Oh, the Sandman, Sandler. That would be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That'd be great because I'm trying to book him, man, and
Yeah.
he's hard. So
If you are a famous person, the lines are open.
Steve Hartman can call this show. I'd
sure.
love that.
Lines are open, 877-710-ESPN, only if you're a famous person. And by the way, fame is relative.
Relative?
Like, John, don't you want to talk to somebody? Like, what famous person is listening right now that might call?
I'm trying to think if
O'Shea.
Well, Shea.
O'Shea has been texting me the entire show.
No,
so,
O'Shea.
yes.
You know, John Hamm is a big sports fan. We've had him on the show before.
Are
but
you
we-
watching his new show?
I don't know how I
good.
feel about it.
I like Friends
It's
and
a lot of
Neighbors.
Amanda Pete having sex, which
Amanda-
I don't know.
I'm
if I
in.
need
What's
some-
the name of
I
this
like
show?
Amanda Pete.
You're the one
Friends
that
and
told me
Neighbors.
about it.
Your friends and neighbors, yeah.
Your Friends and Neighbors where
I just don't need so much sex.
he loses his job and then he starts stealing stuff.
Yeah, it's a little much.
I like it.
I like it, but I don't know if how much towards the end of towards where we're at now.
Yeah.
How much of it's really believable? It's getting a little campy,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Yeah, Ireland, you would like it.
All right, Friends and Neighbors.
Friends
It's
and
on
Neighbors.
The one
Apple,
on
right?
Apple.
Tony
Apple
Danza
Plus.
called once, cursed.
Tony
sit on.
Danza.
By the way,
Cursed
I
at us.
opened the famous person lines, 877-710-ESPN. Not a single famous person is called.
No. O'Shea,
So
what the?
when I was working at Fox, Chris, I can't remember if you were there at this time or not. One day, Chuck Booms went on the air, and he repeated kind of an urban legend story.
Yeah.
That Cal Ripken had that consecutive game streak.
Kevin Costner, line open, 877-710-ESPN.
Well, here's what happened.
Yeah.
So Chuck goes on the air. He goes, well, there was a postponed game during the streak, and word is that Kevin Costner hooked up with Cal Ripken's wife, and he was too distraught to play.
Yes.
And about 20 minutes later, the phone rings in the studio, and it's Kevin Costner.
Yep.
And he said, I don't know which one of the guys said this, but he's going to apologize and retract it, or I'm going to sue him.
Wow.
Because that's completely fabricated. And they put Costner on the air and talked to him for like half an hour, and Chuck backed down and apologized and the whole bit. But it was great radio, I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin Costner, line open, 877-710-ESPN. You want to shoot this thing down again. Laura's got a call from somebody famous, I believe. Is it somebody famous, Laura? 877-710-ESPN?
Really?
Yeah, I want somebody famous.
I mean, he
to call.
says he's kind of famous. He has a movie on Amazon.
That's fame. Well, let's talk. What's this guy's name?
Julian.
Julian, congratulations on the new movie, man.
Yeah, it's not exactly new. I just happened to be driving and I heard you guys talking about it. It came out during the pandemic. We kind of got hosed by a release. We went straight to video instead of going to theaters.
What was the movie called?
Alive, with Angus McFadden, Tom Cockrell, and Camille Stopps.
And you're the director, producer?
Producer, writer.
Oh, nice, man.
Good for you, man. It's hard to get stuff made.
Yeah, it's really tough. Thanks for calling in. All right, there you go. There's a famous person.
I mean, this is barely scratching the surface of fame.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this is what happens when you say this, because now everyone's calling, pretending to be famous. Like
doing
2,
impressions and stuff?
Line 2, Tim.
Is he famous?
He says he's Keanu Reeves. I'm like, yeah, you're not.
He's not Keanu Reeves.
Mason would know.
I would know
He's
in
not.
a second if that was Keanu
Mason,
Reeves.
That's Mason's Kate Beckinsale
Yeah,
is
that's
Keanu
my
Reeves.
Beckinsale.
I'm like, come on, guys. Then Job's on the line. He's like, I'm famous to the show.
Oh, true. He's famous for calling the show. Yeah. All right. Anyway, all you guys are ringing in, pretending to be famous. Coming up next for you is Game of Games. It is Jacob Imrani is here today.
Speaking of someone famous.
You know, someday Jacob should do the game. I was just thinking, you've never done a game. It would be cool for you to do a game. In the meantime, today is my game. And we will do it coming up next. Mason and Ireland, live Imaging Tuesday, 710 ESPN.
Speaking of famous people, famous people stay at the East Central Hotel. One of them is Scott Kaplan. I don't want to call myself famous, but Cappy is famous. And here's the thing. That's our home away from home in downtown L.A. Cappy and I love the Nixo Lounge. We love the gym at East Central Hotel. And we always say this, Mace.
Mm-hmm.
The softest towels in downtown
I know.
L.A. You get the big towel.
And then you get the small towel.
And then I use the second towel for my privates.
Yes, exactly.
And it's amazing. Then you get the robe, you get the slippers. East Central Hotel in downtown L.A., the home of entertainment. Also, by the way, the East Central Hotel is between Jacob Imrani's office and our office.
That's true.
I can see Jacob Imrani's office from my penthouse, and I'm in the Gretzky penthouse this time.
Oh, nice.
We're staying there for a couple nights. I don't know which one Cappy's in. We'll find out. But, they also have the giant hand.
The giant hand, yeah.
I'll put my sunglasses on there. Sometimes I'll sit on the hand.
Oh, yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got a hand. Why not use it?
Exactly. The East Central Hotel in downtown L.A., the home of entertainment. Book your hotel room now. 213-748-1291 or eastcentralhotel.com. Entertainment in downtown L.A., sucker.
Sedano and Cap.
Next at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Is there any chance at all, that the Mavericks trade Cooper Flagg to the Lakers? Is that possible?
Okay, say that again?
Well, the way the Mavericks gave the Lakers Luka, is there any way that maybe they just want to give the Lakers Cooper Flagg also? That's not possible.
Cappy, I literally just explained to you that there are a representative from each team in this room when the lottery is being decided and these balls are being pulled out.
Yeah, I got all that.
But you're saying, could they draft him and then trade him?
Yeah, just have him. Here, hey, would you guys like Cooper Flagg? Hey, let me ask you a question. How'd you guys like Luka last year? We liked him a lot. He was great.
Hey,
how would you guys like Cooper Flagg?
the Mavs
Would you like that? How about this? Bring. Hey, Rob. Hey, it's Nico. Hey, how about this? Would you like to have Cooper Flagg? We'll take Austin Reeves off your hand. How about that? Is that okay?
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, vacation you burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because vacation you doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Wednesday at 5 p.m., the NFL schedule is released, and we'll be all over it on Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN. As we find out how the Rams' 2025 fall looks, we'll also be on top of the marquee matchups ahead of the NFL season.
Don't miss the NFL schedule release.
Wednesday on 710 ESPN.
On the all-new ESPN LA app.
And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. Jacob and Ronnie joins us. Jacob, how you doing? Excellent, excellent. So we'll talk a little Lakers.
Yes.
And the rigged lottery coming up for you after the game. Jacob is here. Ireland is joining us from Idaho, BC, and Laura. The game is called the average game. I'm going to give you a category. You're going to guess the correct average, all right?
Okay.
So let's start here. How many total three-pointers were attempted in the average NBA game this season? Was it 37.6 three-pointers or 40.1 three-pointers, Jacob?
40.1.
40.1, Ireland.
What was the other choice?
It's 37.6 or 41.
I'll go the other one.
40.1.
I'll go 37.6.
37.6. BC?
40.
40. And Laura?
40.
Correct answer. John Ireland gets it. Yeah.
40 was
take
too
a lot
round
of
of a
threes.
number.
40's a lot. 37.6 is right. So Ireland's on the board. Number 2. What is the average OPS of Major League Baseball players this season? The average OPS. It is either 685 or 707, Ireland. Average OPS.
I'll go the higher one. Would you say 707?
707. Yeah, Brian.
707.
707. Laura.
I'll go 685.
685. Jacob.
I'll go 685.
Correct answer. 707. Ireland is 2-0.
Can't go against John.
Brian's
But
on
Jacob,
the board.
you know this.
I know, and I keep making the same mistake.
Okay, this is a good one, especially for Ireland. You may have a slight advantage. What is the average price of a home in Orange County?
Oh, Lord.
It is either $1 million or $1.2 million, Brian.
1.2.
Says 1.2. Laura?
1.2.
1.2. Jacob?
1.2.
1.2. Ireland?
With the crowd.
And that is correct. Yeah, 1.2 million is the average home. Not the median, but the average home.
Got it.
In Orange County. Here we go. What is the average annual income for a resident of L.A. County? So average L.A. County income. It is either $49,000 a year or $68,000 a year. We start with Laura.
49.
49. Jacob.
49.
49. John.
That's too low. The other one was higher, right?
Yep.
I want the higher. Whatever the highest one is.
68?
Yeah.
68. Brian.
49.
49. The correct answer. Ireland is unbeatable here. Jesus. It is correct. It is
You know what? That
68,000.
makes sense because you did, like, celebrities are here, so they bring the average probably
Well,
higher,
and
right?
plus,
Yeah.
49 doesn't. You can't buy anything for that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people,
lot of
John,
people making
unfortunately,
49,000.
making less than 49.
So, Ireland, I'm going to ask you a question. Be honest.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube. Can you see this screen? Are you
I
seeing?
don't have the. I don't
you're
have
not
the-
seeing the answers.
I don't have you up. Wait, I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull it up. So you're not looking.
No.
Okay, good.
I can see Brian's screen.
Okay, Brian doesn't have the game.
Nothing there yet.
Okay.
All right, here we go. What is Matthew Stafford's career completion percentage? Career completion percentage for Matthew Stafford. It is either 63% or 68%. We're back to Jacob.
I will go with 63%.
63. Ireland.
I'll go Jacob, 63.
63. Brian.
68.
68. Laura.
With Brian, 68.
Correct answer. 63%.
Oh, boy, Jacob.
There you go, John.
I believe Ireland is right on every one of these so far.
You know, you guys.
I did this last week. I had a perfect day. And Jacob, one day when you were gone, I missed every question. So if you miss them all now, it's an Ireland.
He went missed every question on one day, and the next day got every single one right.
And I was listening another day, and he was answering all these questions. I texted him like, "You're a genius. How do you know this information?"
I told you I have more useless information than any human alive ever.
Okay, here we go. Ireland, you got to go first.
Yeah, rest of the way, I'll go first.
What is the current average life expectancy for a woman in the U.S.? Average life expectancy for a woman in the U.S. It is either 79 or 81, John.
I will go. Women live longer, right?
Yep.
What was the higher one?
81.
That's the one.
Going 81. Jacob.
I'll go 81.
81. Brian.
79.
79. Laura.
79.
Yep, you guys are terrible at this. It is 81. John is undefeated.
Hey, I got one, so it's not the Laura again. Or whatever,
no,
so.
it's the
Yeah,
Ireland.
but I want to run the table now. What do you got?
There are 3 left.
Okay.
What's the score?
John 6, Jacob 3.
Come on, Jacob.
So I got to go
Come
against
and
him
get
on
me.
Brian,
every one.
Laura.
I'm coming, John.
Brian and Laura, you guys are out. Here you go. You just got to go the opposite. Okay. Take it. According to a just-released study, what percentage of Americans say they would donate a kidney to a friend? It is either 39% or 49%. Ireland?
39.
Says 39. Jacob. You gotta go the
49.
opposite. And 39 is the
Oh,
correct answer.
Jesus.
My God.
My God,
What the
John.
hell is going on?
No, come on.
You're sure you can't see the screen?
I swear to God, I
Okay.
can't.
All right. Well, now we're just going for a perfect game.
Yes.
What percentage of Americans use Twitter? It is either 11% or 20%.
It's 11.
It's 20.
Oh!
You missed it.
Oh, not a few years ago it was 11.
was
That was
11.
everyone's big line. Twitter's only 10%.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
20%.
Oh, the dream is over.
Yeah, the dream is over. Last one was what is the Rotten Tomato score for Ryan Coogler's Sinners starring Michael B. Jordan? It's either 92 or 97%, Ireland.
97.
Jacob?
92.
97.
Laura?
I don't know what you
It's
asked.
a great movie. It is 97%. It's the best
so I only
movie of the
missed one.
year.
Did you do a tiebreaker?
Tiebreaker. Yeah, I think it's the best movie this year so
great,
far is
okay.
Sinners. Tiebreaker. How many babies are born on average on planet Earth every day? How many babies are born on planet Earth every day?
How do you come up with these?
I dream them up when I'm
Chat
stoned.
GPT?
Every day around the world?
In other words, every day, the number of babies born on the planet in the average day.
Okay.
Write down a number. Jacob, do you have a number in mind?
I'll say 500,000.
500,000. That's a respectable guess. Ireland?
I wrote down 300,000.
300,000. Brian?
75,000.
75,000. And
Okay.
Laura?
I thought I was worse because I was going to say 150K.
Is that what you're going?
Yeah.
150. Correct answer, 385,000, which means
Jacob,
John.
you gotta stick with me, man.
Too. This is
Seriously.
Well, I couldn't go with you. We had to write it down.
Oh, that's
That is
true.
ridiculous. Ireland, I have to toughen up these games. It's too
even,
easy.
even when I
Hey,
sit in his
Jacob.
place, I can't do well.
Yeah, right. You're in a
Jacob,
seat.
I have a question.
Yes,
Are you coming in next week?
I am.
I know this will shock the audience, but Mason is going on vacation.
I'm going to be on vacation next week, yes.
Do you want to do the game next Tuesday?
Sure.
All right. That'll be the
Wow.
first time you've ever hosted.
You
Here's
got
the
it.
rules.
Okay.
It can be anything you want as long as it's multiple choice.
Got
okay?
it.
Got to be multiple choice.
Got it. And how many questions do I have to do?
Do 9 questions and a tiebreaker.
Yeah, 9 and a tiebreaker.
You got
I'm
it.
doing.
Done.
Okay.
So
Looking forward to it.
Jacob came in here asking a question, and are the Lakers going to have to trade Austin Reeves? There is so much speculation online, Jacob, about AR.
And, a lot of people are talking about the fact that they're going to trade him because of how he played. I don't judge Austin Reeves based on how he did in the playoffs. I think he did great all year. But I think the conversation, the fact that the Lakers can pay him $20 million, and if he opts out, he can go out and get $42 million. I think that's a real conversation. So you don't want to let him, if you're not going to pay him 40-some-odd million, you don't want to let him walk away. And now this is a real dilemma.
Yeah, that contract thing is interesting, John.
But I hope they keep him. But my opinion is very biased because he's probably my favorite guy on the team. Great teammate, great guy on and off the court, just a baller. Love calling his games, love having him on the team. But none of those reasons are good enough to keep him. If Rob thinks they have to go get a center or they have a chance to get a big-name player, the first name they're going to ask for is Austin.
So, to Jacob's point, because of the CBA limits, the Lakers can only currently offer Austin Reeves a 4-year, $89.2 million extension. But if he bypasses it and becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026, he can get $42.5 million per year.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
So it's also there's a money dynamic here. I mean, if the Lakers are not thinking about signing him to a contract that generates about $42.5 million a year, they probably should explore trades.
And it's not fair.
And I know they will explore it. I mean, it's not a should. They're going to explore it. And Rob would tell you if he was here, that's his job. He has to explore everything. So look at, hey, Jacob, before we get to Supercross talk, we had a story this week that we needed you for. So now that you're here, I'm going to go back to it.
Sure.
Aaron Judge hit a home run in a game, and a guy in the outfield caught the home run ball. He started jumping up and down and celebrating, and the ball slipped out of his glove while he was celebrating. So clearly caught it, started I got it, started jumping up. Ball slips out of his glove. Another fan's walking by, and he kind of covertly picks the ball up and sticks it in his pocket.
Yes.
Now, the announcers saw this on TV, so everybody knows exactly what happened to the ball.
And to add to this, by the way, this wasn't the case here, but hypothetically, this is a ball that is worth a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, let's say it's like
more interesting.
Aaron Judge's big home run, right? Whatever it was.
So, Jacob, if both these guys, the guy who caught it and dropped it, and the guy who picked it up and put it in his pocket, if both of those guys now claim ownership of the ball and it ends up in a legal situation, who do you think gets the ball?
I think it's a little crazy because what really is ownership, right? The guy had it. He lost it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he was jumping up and down. He lost it. I don't really think the guy who initially caught it has real ownership to it.
Right.
So I think the argument would be it fell out and this guy picked it up. The same way you are the one who caught it amongst all the other fans. You caught it, he caught it. It's a crazy conversation. What's the right thing to do, especially since it's not worth a lot of money?
Right.
Is to give it to the guy who actually got it, right?
Isn't there a law that says finders keepers? Because that's really what this
Or
is.
Jacob, we always hear the phrase, possession is 9/10 of the law. Is that accurate?
Right, it is. But I mean, when it comes to things like this, especially with the value that is now being put on memorabilia, I think it just becomes so much bigger to really understand what is possession. Did he really have it? Did he have it and lost it? Did the other guy have possession? Because
Did
when
he
you
take
talk
it
about
out of his glove?
Yeah, because when you talk about possession, the guy says it's in my hands, it's in my pocket. He doesn't have possession. I have possession of it.
Right.
So there's so many arguments on both ways, and I'm glad that the ball was not worth a lot of money because I think then those ethical conversations would come.
How about this one, Jacob? This happened to me once. I'm at a game, and it was me and another dad, and we had two little kids with us. I had Jack, and he had his son, and they were about 10 at the time. And we were sitting behind home plate at Dodger Stadium, and a pop-up comes right at us. And there's a big scramble for it. And an older lady who was sitting next to us has her hand on the ball, and my friend, who's a big guy, put his hand on the ball and just muscled it away from her. And she said, "You're hurting me." And he said, "I feel very bad about that. Here, take the ball." And he gave it to her. But had she demanded the ball, would she have a claim?
No.
And that's Mesa's line, finders keepers.
I mean, it's a free for all, right?
Right.
I mean,
it is.
I think it's always so difficult in order to be able to it usually happens only at baseball games, right?
Yeah, right.
I've seen where a little kid had it and an adult ripped it out of the kid's hand.
Yeah, that was Mason's dad.
Yeah, my dad was that way. Oh my God, my dad was going to get that foul
makes
ball no matter what.
that kind of pulls on your heartstrings, right?
Yeah.
Because you got this kid who has it, and now you got this adult overpowering him, right? But I don't think any of these people can talk about possession.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad you solved the issue for us.
By the way, Jacob, the way that story ended was they guilted the second guy into giving the ball back.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Which is, if you're a normal,
and it was the right
decent
thing to
human
do,
being.
especially if it's not worth a lot. Now, I will tell you, the person who actually caught, I think it was Otani's ball. It was a young kid who caught it at Dodger Stadium. He actually plays basketball with one of my kids, and those guys, I think, sold it for like $1.8 or $2 million. That particular ball. So it's crazy, the values that are now being put, on all these different memorabilia.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Jacob, I'm sorry this was not a winning week for you, but next week you will
next
not
week, Jacob,
lose.
I can't wait to see
you
what
will
you
not
come up
lose
with.
next Tuesday.
Me too,
Jacob.
yes.
It is your game.
I'll make sure that John keeps score because I can't do a game and keep score.
There you
at the
go.
same time.
I'm happy to
hard.
keep score.
Yes.
All right, John. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Jacob. Great seeing you. Don't forget, Game of Games is brought to you by the great Jacob Marani. If you are involved in any kind of accident, anything at all, you want Jacob on your side. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. He's the real deal. Remember, call jacob.com. Super Crosstalk coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Mother's Day is over, and now it's back to me. Hey, Pancho, pass the scotch and cigars, will you? Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Smoking good times. Cigars, spirits, food, fun, and live music by Pancho Sanchez. This Sunday.
Number 2.
Foghat, live May 23rd.
And the number 1 reason.
Oasis Pool is beaching. The cabanas are beaching. The water slide is beaching. The lazy river is beaching. It's a beaching good time.
Morongo, good times.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for only $259 a month, or get 3.99% APR for 72 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end June 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Can I just ask, what happened to the megaphone? You used to have a megaphone. You used to bring it in all the time. Now you just yell.
Well, I yell when I'm here when I don't have it, but I use it when I'm in South, and I do have it.
You have one job.
But I forgot.
Bring that megaphone.
Yeah. Is that the only thing?
That's your only job.
Okay, then I will make sure I bring it next time.
Excellent. Shadano, what's going on with you?
Good, eating some pistachios.
Oh, I love pistachios. Although I like them. Are those shelled or unshelled?
Unshelled.
Are those the spicy ones?
Chili roasted.
I eat a bunch of pistachios every night, but I eat them like the old-fashioned way.
Why do all the work?
Because that work keeps me from eating too many pistachios.
Oh, I hear you.
I get that.
It's a little trick. By the way, I'm trying to trick myself today.
Into
going to the gym.
But?
Because I actually wore my gym clothes
Oh,
underneath my shirt.
Yeah.
All right.
And I still think I'm not going to go
Why?
to the gym.
Why? Have you given up?
I've gotten very lazy.
Why?
I've gotten very lazy. I
What's
don't
the
know.
problem?
I think the thing was I was building up to my birthday, and then once my birthday passed, I'm like, screw it.
You want an idea?
Yeah.
Hi, Johnny I.
Greetings, people.
You want an idea?
Yeah.
I'm being very serious.
Okay,
here.
be serious.
Change what you're doing.
Meaning?
Meaning, it's like, for example, I used to go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll go and I'll do a set.
Sure. Yeah.
Pump it out, right?
Right.
And then I get on my phone. What's on Twitter? What's on Instagram? Who's checking my email? Who needs me? Okay, now I'm going to do another set. Then I get back on my phone.
Right.
And there's no intensity for me to the workout because I'm not really concentrating.
Well,
Right.
that's your problem.
No, it is my problem.
Because I don't look at the phone between sets.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you
that's
should
great.
just give yourself about 90 seconds and then do the next
Yeah,
thing.
I don't need to send a
I don't
tweet
need
after
90
every
seconds.
set.
Yeah, I don't need 90 seconds. I need like 20 seconds to 30 seconds in between sets.
Well, I'm saying that's probably the most you should give.
Yeah.
Well, here's my point.
Okay, what is
So
your
what
point?
I did, and I've done this now. This started for me in about December.
Okay.
I joined a completely separate gym.
Right.
So now
F45. He's going to get you into the cult.
Oh, F45.
F40
This
it
is
doesn't
like
matter. It doesn't matter.
kick-ass.
Yeah. It can be F45. It can be Orange Theory. It doesn't really matter.
Just
what
do
it is.
something different.
Do something different.
Right.
Because here's what I have found. I've become completely addicted to F45.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like this morning, Chris and I went out for our morning walk, and it's a 4-mile walk, and it did nothing for me.
Right.
Like I wasn't sweating at all. There was no intensity. At one point, we walked up a hill. I got a little bit out of breath, but like 45 minutes, you're in, you're out, no phone,
It's good.
no thinking.
It's good.
And there's a group of people around you that are pushing you. So give it a thought.
I will. Maybe I do need to change things up.
Is there weightlifting involved with that, Cappy?
There is. So certain days is pure resistance training. Certain days are pure cardio days, and then there are other days that are hybrid days. So it's like half
So it depends
cardio.
what day is
Yeah,
basically the
right.
answer.
And they take you through like an entire month. So you kind of know, and I'm telling you, I find this to be an amazing 45 minutes of my day. I do it every morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I got to start doing it in downtown LA.
There's one in Culver City.
Yeah.
Right near me.
How about downtown LA? Is there one nearby?
Yeah, there is one downtown LA.
Because I've never been.
Yeah, downtown LA is on Grant. The
Okay.
F1, the
Okay.
F20, 45. I know, yeah, I've never done one of those, but I mean,
try it.
It's time for something new.
Go try something.
Time for something new.
I bet you they have
Shake
probably
it up,
these-
Mace.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Because it gets, I mean, I don't know about you guys, it gets boring after a while doing the
does.
same thing.
It does.
Now, like if you're bodybuilding or something and you're like really focused on a certain body part and you're like, hey, today is arms day. You know what I mean?
That's what I generally do.
Oh, well, you're clearly bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Hey, Sedano, I
Let's go to the
cannot
beach.
I cannot convince Mason that the draft lottery
Oh, for
was
the
not
love of
fixed.
God.
So fixed.
I
So
mean, okay,
rigged.
Like
So-
he's absolutely convinced of it,
Completely
despite the fact that Ernst and Young is in the room with
Right.
representatives
Yeah,
from
they're
every other
they're the
team.
guys that did Enron. Keep going.
So are we okay?
Let me just make a correction for those that work for. It was actually Arthur Anderson. That
I
did
was just going to
Enron.
say
Oh, really?
it was not them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're going to put their 100-year. Let's start with the fact that Ernst and Young, who does, I believe, the Oscars too, if I recall
Right,
correctly,
and the People's Choice Awards.
Didn't Juan used to work for them?
Yes, he was.
So let's start with they're going to put their
Yes, he did.
100 years of their reputation on the line for Dallas to get Cooper Flag. Let's start with that. How ridiculous that is on just on the surface.
Well, this is just a series.
Okay.
It's a pattern now.
Sure, I get it. But there are literally a member of each organization locked in a room for 90 minutes with these two people from Ernst & Young. One who is not facing the machine.
Right.
And has a stopwatch raises his hand after the stopwatch hits 10 seconds.
Have you been in this room?
Raises his hand. No, but I've been told by many
you've
who
been
have.
told. Okay.
Okay. Raises his hand. Then the other guy hits the button and the ball comes out with all the different combinations in it. Because the 14 balls each have different combinations on them.
Mace.
Can I just ask you, why don't they show us the balls?
Right. Just do it on TV.
Just do it on TV.
Right.
Why do you have to... Because
Mace.
you're increasing the suspicion
That's why.
by doing it in some back room.
But that's why.
They want the suspicion.
Well, I think it's actually good for television that way, too. I would agree. But this notion that all these people are going to be in cahoots.
All in on it.
And by the way, there's media people in there, too.
How many?
Yeah, we are trying to
several.
reach...
Hey,
John
Mace,
says
if
Jake
I-
Fisher was in there.
Mace, if I can
Bill
get
Ryder
you in
was
that
in there.
room
Greg
next
Berkman's
year.
buddy. I was on his show this morning.
Say that again,
Were?
John?
Bill Ryder was in there.
Bill is... Yeah,
You were
he's
on
a
Bill's
great
show
guy.
this morning?
Yeah.
He was in the
That's
room?
pretty good.
He has me on all the time.
I mean, did you teach
Ireland,
him
what
some
were
stuff
you
about
asking?
radio?
So, wait. So let me finish.
Okay.
And then, John, here's the kicker. The Dallas Mavericks won a coin toss with the Chicago Bulls on April 21st. So you're telling me that the league, the Mavericks, and the person who flipped the coin were all in cahoots for the Mavericks to win one play-in game and then lose the second one on purpose?
Yes.
Literally, all those things had to happen, and it is...
Or did they? It was only one. They had a 1.8% chance.
Right.
I've got as
No,
much
all
chance
those
of
things had
pulling
to
the
happen.
ace of spades out of a deck of cards.
You make this seem like 1.8 is like not a big deal. People win the lottery every day, and it's like 15 million to 1.
Right, but the same person doesn't always win the lottery. It's like the
same
team
person does. The same team doesn't always win the lottery.
But the team that
Dallas
needs
has
that
never won.
player gets that player. I mean, it's like LeBron said.
Right.
LeBron was.
So let me ask you a question.
Get him, George.
Yeah.
Get him. Get him, George.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes. This is 2 days in a row, by the way, that George and I have done. This is great.
Had the Spurs won,
Yes.
would you have said it was a conspiracy to help Wemby? Because I bet you there would have been people that did that.
No, I expected the
get
Spurs
the
to win.
freak
I expected
outta
the
here.
Spurs to win the lottery.
Get him, Mace.
So how about the Sixers? They lost Joel Embiid. They lost Paul George.
Yeah, but nobody,
Big market, number 4
nobody
market
made
in
the
the
most
country.
embarrassing trade in history.
I get it.
Dallas, I mean,
him.
they just happened to trade a transcendent
Right, but
player,
you're-
and now they get.
Are you saying
Cooper
it's
Flag.
rigged every year?
Get him,
Because you
George.
said it was a pattern.
It isn't. Well, look at it. I mean,
Okay,
look
wait.
at
No, wait. So why
LeBron
did the
goes to
Knicks?
Cleveland. Of
Why
course
did
he
the
does.
Knicks win the Zion
I don't know, because they won the Ewing one.
in 1984?
Correct. There's a
Come
pattern
on,
here,
Mace.
George.
Come on, Mace.
There's a
1984?
pattern.
Get him, Mace.
There's a
I
pattern.
was 6 years old when
Ireland,
that happened.
Ireland,
George.
we went through the pattern earlier. There are just too many accidental things happening.
Do you still have the LeBron clip?
Yeah, I do.
Play that for George, because I don't know if
I've
he's
heard
ever
it on the McAfee
He don't need
show.
to hear it.
I
You think
heard
he
it.
didn't hear that? You think he doesn't know this already? Come
Yes,
on.
because everybody out there listening is George, and they have
Right.
they've all heard it.
Right. You exactly,
Everybody's
John.
heard
Ireland
it.
got you on
Exactly.
that. Basic
That's right.
radio,
That's
Cappy. He got
exactly
you.
right.
He
That's
got you,
exactly
Cappy.
right.
That's
We
right.
don't want any
He got you.
sound.
Right.
Screw that.
No, play the sound.
No, George says
George
you
heard
it.
No,
it.
Joe, I've heard it.
Play the sound.
No,
Okay.
he heard it on McAfee.
John wants the sound.
He
though.
doesn't want it.
This is LeBron on McAfee.
Listen, man, during the ball drop, during the lottery drop, Cleveland got the number 1 pick. I just don't think that was.
What are you?
What a coincidence, huh?
Don't you think?
Wemby with the Spurs. Oh my God! Let's keep LeBron home. You know what? Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. Derrick Rose to the Bulls. Like, I understand the assignment, guys.
Let me tell you
He
something.
sees
So
the pattern.
I was on Le Batard today.
Yes.
And he had.
You did Bill Ryder and Le Batard?
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy's a busy
Machine,
guy.
man.
Plus, he was on NBA today.
That's
And
crazy.
they
hosts-
asked
no, he
me
hosted
He
it.
hosted
if
it.
David
See his
Stern,
makeup?
David Stern.
if
Okay.
David Stern
Trying to
was-
hold a thread here.
was-
David Stern.
was still commissioner.
Yep.
What would he have done about LeBron saying that? And I said, there's no question in my mind David Stern would have summoned LeBron to New York City to his
Really?
office. No questions asked.
Why is
That is
Adam
true.
Silver not
David
doing
Stern,
it?
different ways, different strokes, different folks. But I will tell you this. There is no question that I think Adam Silver, his thought process is probably, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming he's just like, why lend any credence to this? This is silly. We know what we're doing. We take every step possible so that it absolutely is not the case. And they believe in them being honest and transparent about it with people in the room.
Once they put the ping pong ball machine in front of the cameras,
Why
I'll
does it
believe
need to be that? You can't
Why?
trust.
Well, first of all, it's more dramatic. Number one, seeing what ball pops up is way more dramatic
It's
than
still
an
the
envelope.
same dramatic
no.
trauma that we
to
get.
see Dallas's ball pop up at that moment is like
well, they
really
wouldn't
cool,
pop up
dramatic
because
moment.
it would have been the last ball on the thing.
The last ball, but you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It would be
So it
more
would not have
dramatic.
popped up, though.
Would it or would it not be more dramatic, Happy?
Well, I would like
like them to put the balls on TV.
Yeah. Cappy also wants Ramona to reveal her sources on her last story.
She doesn't have to reveal her sources.
Actually, I didn't say that at all.
Why'd you say
That's what I was told. My sources told me that.
Yeah, no.
Unnamed sources told me that.
Shadano sources says say Ramona has to reveal her sources.
No. Lindsay has been in the back yelling and screaming
Cappy
about Ramona.
His initial fight with Dave McMiniman that I had to settle was because of sourcing.
That's right.
There's so many battles that are about to play
it's
out.
so great. It's unreal. And another thing.
No.